It's time for the Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show, where there are two sides to every story. Enjoy the broadcast. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. I am so very excited to be here tonight. Listen, we have been coming to you all month long for Black History. I was just talking to the cast behind the scenes, and we were talking about we should just keep doing this, right? We just need to put our months together, and I agree with that. But this month we did celebrate Black History here on the Ella Johnson Show, bringing you hopefully good content that you guys learned and that you've enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed it, because it's been a lot of work, and I am excited to do it. But tonight, I'm doing it with my guest. Now, if you are watching from Facebook, please do me a favor and share the broadcast. If you're watching from Instagram, I appreciate you just become my friend over there. If you're watching from YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I need your support, right? So I want every single one of you that are watching this broadcast tonight to share it. Bring someone into the conversation that may get something out of this. So I want to welcome you guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. We have a full... Oh my God, did he say hi? That was like a howdy.
Howdy.
I love it.
Slow-mo.
I do that at work. They been doing that for 2 years at work, and they still trying to figure me out. They can't.
Listen, you can do it. It's welcome here on the Ella Johnson Show. Listen, I'm excited that Jonathan, special shout out to Blacktopia. Jonathan is, he's not here tonight, but I know he's watching, but he is the one that's sponsoring this broadcast, making sure that you guys got here. So welcome all of you. Now I want you guys to introduce yourselves, because that's just how we do it here, because you can introduce yourself way better than I can. We're going to start with Ms. Z. Tell us who you are.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Z Scott. I am the CEO and founder of the SEO Queen, and I'm also known as the professional violinist, Lady Z.
Oh, I like it. So nice. Wonderful. Welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. Then we have the Brocks in the house. Tell us who you guys are.
Hello, y'all. We are the Brocks. I'm Anisha.
Alonzo Zobos.
Yeah, that's all he's gonna say, because I'm about to finish my sentence. Okay, right? I'm Anisha, he's Alonzo, and we're the Brocks. Like she said, we have an entertainment company called King's Castle ENT. Make sure you go get the app KCE TV for new movies, exclusive podcasts, and etc.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So you guys you're producing films?
Yeah, we're entrepreneurs.
Okay. Well, tell us something about one of the films you produced. Some of your work.
Okay, I can tell you about Pretentious. It's about a veteran who's hearing a voice all the time, and then the presence of a woman appears, and basically it's a psychological thriller. We got That's Not Daddy. That's another psychological thriller.
Okay.
Yeah, we got quite a few movies. He's got one called Church Sessions.
Church Sessions. Uh-oh. What's that one about?
It's comedy. It's not put it this way, it's a retired pimp. He had to get out the business, so he opened up a church. So, but at the same time, the word that is being preached in there by me is a real sermon by me. So it's real.
So you're a minister?
No.
Oh, okay.
I call myself one, but I'm not what you call it? educational how they do it now. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, I do what I do, but I don't. You know, I don't call myself a minister, but I do preaching. We do a lot of things spiritually. You know, so but you know now everything's supposed to be politically correct that I don't agree with. I don't really agree that I got to go to
Well, then
college
you
for
might be
somebody to
ready.
teach me.
You might be exactly what we need. You know, you just threw me off when you said that it was a pimp that went
Yeah.
and opened up a church. Yeah, that
Well,
threw me
see,
off.
see the thing about this thing, because people always judging people by your past.
That's right. That's right.
So he was a retired pimp and he opened up a church and he's the ones that's giving the sermon.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I that sounds like something I would definitely want to see. Like seriously. All
Yeah,
right,
church
Miss
church sessions. That's
Church
another one.
sessions.
Church sessions. That's what that one's called.
All right, I love it. Okay, Miss Janet, tell us who you are.
Yes, I'm Janet Marie, and I am an author of the 5A Formula to Reclaim Your Life. And also, I am the founder of Strengthening You Academy.
Okay, what is that? What does that do? Strengthening Your
What,
Academy.
well, what I do is I actually create emotional stabilization framework that help individuals and families just break the silent cycles of pain from the inside out.
Okay, interesting.
Just
All
rebuild, just help them to rebuild themselves.
right,
So,
okay.
and that's pretty much about what we're talking about with Black history. Our history, a lot of our pain comes from our history, the unknown of our history. And
That
now
is
we're
so true.
talking so much about trauma, and a lot of it, when I talk to my clients, that's where it comes from. A lot of it is lead back to, what our ancestors went through, and it's been a
Wow.
cycle.
I definitely want to bring you back because we want to interview people that have overcome that so we can
Okay.
show people how it is, how you should manage it. Now, I want to go back to Z. Z, I didn't ask you to tell us about what SEO Queen is all about. I did just drop her website into the link. So tell us what it is that you do though.
I help people get their story out there, to get their products or services out into the digital algorithm. And so that's what I do. I help them to get optimized on YouTube, Google, you name it.
Okay, nice. Queen, I love that name, SEO Queen. That's beautiful. All right, the GIC in the building. Did I say it good with like that rap thing, or is that just too was that hip enough? The GIC. I
Mhm.
like it. Tell us about you.
Well, I am the GIC. I'm a hip hop artist. I also am CEO of Black Soul Entertainment Group. And basically, what I do is I try to put a little shine spotlight on independent artists and small businesses around my area. Just kind of help bring out their story and bring their story to light and kind of help the fans. It's not much of that around my area so far as like black authors trying to shine light on these entrepreneurs and independent artists, and I just try to do my part.
All right. Well, good. Are you gonna rap for us tonight?
I might start throw you some songs or two. Got some
All
stuff.
right. All right. Well, you might have to take us home tonight. All right, guys. Listen, for 28 days, we have marched through the fire. We've talked about the kings they tried to bury and the queens they tried to quiet. Talked about a lot of people here tonight. But tonight isn't just a history lesson. Tonight is the reclamation. They told you that Willie Lynch was a myth. We talked about that during the month too. But you see the division in your feed every day. I know you do. They told you the three-fifths clause was a dead letter, but you see the ineptitude in the high offices of 2026 trying to math us out of our own experience. They think we've forgotten Frank Wills, right? The man who saved their democracy, only to be discarded for a $12 pair of Snickers. That's crazy. But we haven't forgotten about that either. Tonight, we aren't just looking at the past, we are downloading the strategy. We're talking about the mind and how to deprogram the fear. We're talking about the body and why they are raiding voter rolls in Atlanta. They're making all kinds of excuses about why they're doing that, guys. And they're suing your states for data as we speak. And we're talking about the spirit, the sick and tired fire of Fannie Lou Hamer and the by any means focus of Malcolm. Now, we've got guests tonight, and they're going to tell some stories that will shake your foundation. They're going to let you know what Black history was awesome for them. We're going to have a trivia tonight for anybody that's been listening. If you really think you know your Black history, we're going to find out tonight. All right. So we got a trivia for you guys. Stick around for that. So welcome everybody. I'm so excited. Are y'all ready to jump in? We're going to start with
Yes.
I want to start the night off. I got to set the mood, right? If we were in any other situation, I'd light candles and all that kind of stuff. But tonight we're going to light a candle, but it's not the candle you think. I want to start off with this video because I want us to realize what we're dealing with. That this is actually our goal. This is where we need to be because it's time for us to turn the page and realize what it is that we got to do. And we are all in it together. So tonight we're going to hear from Malcolm.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when Black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the Black man will think like a Black man, and he will feel for other Black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause Black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one Black man, you are attacking all Black men. And this type of Black thinking will cause all Black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon Black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the Black man has to bring an end to himself.
Minister Malcolm, let me on the base.
All right. Do we agree? How many of you guys, what do you guys have to say about that video?
I agree, yes and no.
Okay.
I agree that about the mentality shift, and I think it has happened. It's happened and it's spreading that Black people are more unified and are willing to stick and move together. However, I don't think that unity is going to solve all of our problems.
Okay. That's a good point.
I
You
feel like,
agree with
brother,
that?
Yeah, I agree 100% on that for the simple fact that we are human. You unfortunately you see those when you think that we all have this idea of together, but not everybody is for us. You know what I'm saying? How weird is that? Like the Black MAGA crowd, like you would think like, dang, like why would somebody vote for somebody who they know that's not for us? You know what I'm saying? And it's been like that as long as we can remember. But I also agree that there's more of an awakening, that people has more of an understanding of, all right, this is what we should be doing. Like people have more of the same idea, starting up on business, looking out for own families, and what the stereotype that say, oh, Black fathers are not kids' life or stuff. You see now, like this, I know I'm in my kids' life, I had my dad, he was in my life, but unfortunately he passed when I was younger. But, I believe there's that stigma is erasing. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's still a long way to go, but I think we came a long way.
Okay. So do you guys all think that Blacks are actually divided? Do you think we're more divided or more together now, based on what you see?
Since when?
it's
Since
way
when?
more divided now. Like the
Yeah.
world just split up so much, and then new generations are coming out. People are raised all different kind of ways. You don't even know where somebody came from. They could have came from two moms at this point, two dads, and they're in their 20s. They could have came from, you don't know what race of home they were raised in. You just can't even judge an African American these days. So I feel like it's more divided. And I also want to speak about the video that we just listened to though with Malcolm X. He said a lot of things. He said a lot of things with conviction, but what he said that I heard, it was a theory about identity, and I agree with that theory because it hasn't been proven. Like it's only been proven otherwise. Like not having a strong identity of self is not working out. And why are they so against us having that? Like, why do they need to create our culture for us if that wasn't where our power might be?
But
All
that's
right. Well,
because we had too much power. They had to take it away. And
well,
so
I want to say this about Malcolm, uh, Martin Luther King, anybody that got some type of power. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. It's always when he said we're gonna come together, we're gonna come together. For a while now, looked like that what was happening. It was happening. It looked like it was happening. But then you know what happened? Social media. Everybody started getting on Facebook. Everybody started getting on Facebook. Then you got these different groups, and I'm gonna say spiritually. Okay, you got a different Hebrew group. I consider myself as a Hebrew Israelite. You got different Hebrew Israelites, and these groups are going against each other. A lot of these groups are preaching against the word of Yahweh. They're not preaching against the word of God. Some of them don't even believe in Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It is right there in the Bible. And you could talk about, okay, King James made the Bible, blah, but you got to go more than just reading the words. You got to understand what's said. So right now we got the point that we get in our own egos. When I say about social media, we get as black people, and I'm not talking about me, I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying when I say we as a whole, we sit up there and some of us get in our little ego, and we get a little ego like, you know what, I can't let this person be the spotlight, I got to be the spotlight. So then,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, then we want to come
Oh,
against each other. It's a lot of that right now. It's more of that right now than when I grew up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I went in the army, and then when I going down Mississippi, I seen a person get. I actually, and people like, you know what you seen. I know I seen somebody hanging from a tree. I kept going down in that on that interstate, and I stopped in I think Mobile, Alabama for gas. I ain't care if I ran out of gas or what. I wasn't stopping no gas station when I see that. But when I'm telling people that, and I'm saying this is what I seen, but things was getting better. Things was getting better. Then here come Facebook. Things start going backwards. Things start going backwards and and right now it's at the stage right now is we so much against ourselves that we can't sit up there and fight nobody else because we got to be too busy worried about somebody stabbing us in the back or telling our secret of what we got going on.
Malcolm X talks about that. He says that before we can try to fix somebody else, we got to fix ourselves.
That's what he said. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to jump into it. Did you guys watch the State of the Union address? How many of y'all watched it?
Mm-mm.
Y'all didn't watch it?
I
my
did not
husband
watch
watched
it
it. My husband
because
watched it. I didn't watch it. I was
Am
like,
I the
every
only one who didn't
time I
watch it?
watch a speech, like the speech that just came out today, I saw some clips of that, and I don't remember any of the things that he said. And been following, but I remember where I was walking when Desert Storm started. I remember that. I was walking near Santa Fe in Long Beach. I remember I was walking near Stevens Middle School, and I remember just, Daddy Bush talking about, oh, we have to do this. And, I remember Colin Powell talking about weapons of mass destruction. And I remember how he gave this big speech to Congress and had these pictures where nobody could see weapons of mass destruction. It just looked like a bunch of commercial buildings, the roof of commercial buildings that were all sand colored. That's all I saw. Now, as far as all these attacks in Iran, I just don't remember that. And I think they call it the Mandela effect, where history gets rewritten
Yeah.
by the government. And I think that's what we're witnessing here. And when you talk
1000%.
the Mandela effect and, Black unity, there's so many things that are happening here that I think it's imperative for us as African Americans, as Black people in the diaspora, to stay focused on being connected to God having a spirit of repentance, walking in integrity and righteousness, and buying black. If we
Yeah.
do those things, we'll be all right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that at the end because we got to wrap it up with like a plan. What do we do from here, kind of thing. So I appreciate that. But I want to hear from you guys because all month I've been coming here and giving stories and talking about people that have done wonderful things that we have forgotten about or just didn't know, and women and the powerful women and quotes and all kinds of stories, massacres and everything. But tonight I wanted to do something different on the Ella Johnson Show. I wanted my guests to come here with their own stories that have inspired them about Black history. We're going to start with Ms. Z. She's going to tell us what is it about Black history that when you think about it, you're like, ooh, and that one thing that you always look to that helped you get to where you are that was from Black history.
Well, I want to share three people that inspire me when I think about Black history. Toni Morrison was a very inspirational author to me. When I read her book, The Bluest Eye, that was life changing for me because it really made me look at and examine how I had accepted at a very young age a white supremacist patriarchal view of beauty. And when I read that book, that really made me question a lot of things. And as a result, I stopped straightening my hair chemically shortly thereafter reading that book. And so Toni Morrison was an amazing. If you her story about how she wrote "Beloved" at her kitchen table over time, working a bunch of jobs, raising kids. She accomplished a lot. She was super focused. Another person that really inspires me when you talk about history from just an entrepreneurial standpoint is Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey
Okay.
was the originator of the Pan African flag, the green, black, and red, and he amazes me because he was the first victim of the predecessor to COINTELPRO. And he, even though he was, I believe he was set up, he published newspapers daily on multiple continents without the internet. So, and Marcus Garvey's view on unity, his view on the black man are still relevant to this day. And I still, if you look on my website, seoqueen.com, you'll see that a picture of one of the books, The Spine of the Philosophies of Marcus Garvey, is on my website. And then the third person that's really inspirational to me in Black history is Booker T. Washington. He was enslaved. Shortly after the Civil War, he was freed. He was determined to get an education. He walked 500 miles to the Hampton Institute, where he begged, convinced them to let him go to school there. And he worked and worked and worked his way through. And at the end of the day, he started the Tuskegee Institute. And he was a prolific teacher, got a great reputation at the Hampton Institute. And then he branched off and started what we now know today as Tuskegee University. And, you know, when you really delve deep and see the obstacles that our forefathers had to overcome, it's more than, oh, we stand on the shoulders of giants. We actually see this man, and also, I mean, to see how he was living in the Oaks. Oh my goodness. I went and saw that at Tuskegee University. A replica of his home is still there. It's so inspiring, and it's motivation to overcome any obstacle that MAGA or Trump or any other racist would try to throw at you.
Wow, that's interesting. I was looking because I wanted to look up something that about Marcus Garvey. I like this quote that he says, "Up, you mighty race, accomplish what you will." What do you think? What does he mean when he says that? That quote.
He means he meant what he said. He said, you know, don't let the haters stop you. Be fabulous. And my attitude about it, like I was in corporate America for a while. My background, I have 2 degrees from MIT, a master's degree from University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I really thought when I was in high school that all I had to do is check off the boxes, but I did not really understand how I was perceived as a Black woman. Once I understood that, I started to move differently.
Wow.
And that's really why I started the SEO Queen, because I, the internet was just such a powerful uh, encounter when I was an undergrad at MIT, and it just it was a no brainer that technology was important, and so I really think that being online and Black owned businesses being online is really a game changer, and definitely should invest in. But when Marcus Garvey said, "Up, you mighty people," to me, that's accomplish what you will. Marcus Garvey, he walked the walk and talked the talk.
Talk to Yeah, it looks like Malcolm and Martin, they were both inspired by him. So that's pretty incredible. That's incredible. What do you think if he were here now, today, 2026, and he looked around and see what's going on, what do you think he would say?
I think Marcus Garvey, he would see that some things are pretty impressive. I mean, we have some billionaires in
Right.
our people. We have, African countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, South Africa, Ghana doing some amazing things. But we still have a long ways to go. We need to love ourselves more.
Yeah.
And all because we love ourselves doesn't mean that we hate anybody. It just means putting ourselves and our community first.
And I think
People
that's
don't
what
people
they're
don't
saying.
get mad when Chinese people do it. People don't get
What?
mad when Koreans do it. People don't get
Everybody
Right.
mad when
I have
Irish
always
people do
said
it.
that. I'm so tired
People
of
don't
saying
get
that.
mad
Like,
when
I feel
French
like I
people
don't owe
do it.
these explanations. Like, no,
Yes.
it's not right is not right. And for a long time, we Black people were told certain things about themselves. The Negro is this. Then it was the colored man is this. So then we started having TV. Then we started having like our own means of communication and entertainment and just different things. Like now we got the internet. So like you can't tell me what I am and what I'm not. So back then I felt Marcus Garvey was just telling them like you are, you know?
Right.
The FBI didn't was kind of teed with him. What was FBI after? I know that COINTELPRO was
Well,
real for
well,
Black
Yeah.
men.
so the history is there was a department, I believe it was a department of, I want to say Department of War. Department of War, which eventually turned into the FBI. And the the person in charge of that Department of War when Marcus Garvey was alive was none other than J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, he was something.
So J. Edgar Hoover was a thorn in the Black community side for a long time before even COINTELPRO. And I forget all I'm not sure if it was the Monroe Doctrine or whatever it is, but there's been, doctrines of benign neglect when it comes to Black people. There's been, systematic attacks on our unity. We know through COINTELPRO and what Malcolm X went through that Black people were paid to infiltrate like the Black Panthers and to do
Yep.
other things. And all the Black Panthers were doing
That's
was
it.
feeding people. And
That's
so
it.
That's it.
there's been a history of sabotage
Yeah.
that has come from white people with a Black face. And so there's really nothing really has changed. That still happens, and we just have to be wise.
Yeah, because when we were breaking down the civil rights and talking about Malcolm and the people that were around him, he
Hmm.
had at least 3 FBI informants with him every day, and he didn't even know it.
Right.
And I mean, we're talking about his accountant, his photographer. These are the
Hmm.
people that are close to him. They know his every move. They know his appointments. They know who he's talking to, and I just believe that a lot of that got him killed. And it's just so unfortunate, so unfortunate. What else do we not know about Marcus Garvey you wanted to share with us? That's good for these times now.
Well, one thing that Marcus Garvey did talk about, he talked about how we present ourselves. And I had a very interesting conversation with my son uh, Thursday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? But he insisted he was not sagging. And I had to explain to him that if you can see the line of your underwear, that's unacceptable. And so one thing that Marcus Garvey was a proponent of is your appearance is very important, and how you present yourself is very important. And I think that's something that we as a culture, we definitely have to get back to, like being clean cut. Like clean cut is how
They think you
you
just don't know
make.
fashion. They'll tell you, Ma, this is what's in style now, right? That's what they say when they sag and all this stuff.
Yeah, but our children, even my son, he doesn't really understand the impact of a first impression and
Yes,
how you present yourself. And so that's something that I think we as elders, as parents, need to reiterate to our children,
totally agree.
and stop wearing yoga pants everywhere.
Not yoga pants.
Yeah, yoga pants are definitely a problem.
Yeah. All right, Rocks. I want to hear from you guys. Who are some people that when you guys think about Black history, you're like, oh yeah, I like what they're all about. Who are yours?
But before I start that, what you was talking about, the Desert Storm, and how the Daddy Bush shows certain things. I was in the military during that time, and a lot they only show you what they wanted to show you. It's not
Oh
like
yeah.
the day that you could see everything. My unit was blown up, and I came home. Nobody know nothing about it. So you
Mm.
know what I'm saying. So they only show you what they want to show you, and then
Hmm.
you still got to dig in and try to find these. Because guess what they do? They hide the files.
Like the USS Liberty. I don't know if you heard
Yeah, they
about what
hide the
happened to
files.
that. Nobody wants to talk about that.
So
Talk to me
you go
about it.
first.
What about the USS Liberty? What happened?
Well, I believe Nixon was the president at the time.
Mhm.
And I first heard about this from Candace Owens, but the USS Liberty was attacked by Israeli forces. It was a
Okay.
reconnaissance ship. Israel attacked the United States. This is not something that a lot of people talk about. Oh, yeah. Yes, girl. Right.
Okay. Well, look at that. Well, I know
Right.
that they keep everything from. I am 1,000%. I
Of
mean, that's
course.
why we celebrate Black History because they kept so much from us. And
And
Right.
they another thing that people don't talk about and try to gloss over is the difference between conversion and biology.
okay,
When you talk about Black history, I know the Bronx could relate to, like, who are the real biological descendants of Abraham
Mm-hmm.
mm,
The Hebrew Israelite, the tribe of Judah,
versus
the
those
tribe
who
of Judah.
converted as a political decision.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book called The 13th Tribe that pretty much takes primary sources, cites primary sources, proof that those from 1940 something who created Israel, political converts. They're not the biological descendants of
Mm-hmm.
And I
Abraham.
don't think it's anything wrong with tracing your roots or tracing your bloodline or tracing your history or as far back as you can go, as long as you're trying to be accurate and just trying to learn for your own identity. So, like
Right.
Malcolm X said, like, I really like the point of identity. Like, the identity is a big one for me when he said that, because that's what I'm just real big on identity. Like, it's a
Right.
big thing. Like, that's something
Yeah.
important for people. Like, even
Mhm.
trauma
Absolutely.
survivors, anything, like, you need to know who
That's
you
right.
are before anything. You need to know, what's true about yourself.
Right.
that's right.
You can't be able to let other people tell you things. Like he said, back in the day when a unit got blown up, you ain't find out about it in the United States. So just
Right.
imagine the stuff that was on TV, which you got 3 channels, and you got the person that's representing you that looks like you with the brown skin or black skin is looking
Yeah.
So
crazy. They in a
so
jungle outfit, all these cartoons and things that were out. All of that is Black history. Like,
well,
I
as
really
a
love diving into
So you
that kind
didn't
of
even
stuff.
see
Like
us.
can I add to what you're saying
symbols, like
about
they had the characters.
Yeah.
I want to add to what you're saying about the three channels and TV. Like even now, I don't know if you guys been following the news, but Larry Ellison, who created the company Oracle, just bought. I believe he just bought Warner Brothers Discovery
Oh
and a
yeah.
whole bunch of other channels. So we see media. The owners are consolidating. So when you
Yeah.
look at the history of communication, there's a thing called propaganda. And if you look at the history of people like Edward Bernays and a lot of these politicians, what you'll find is, oh wait, it's what was that? Sigmund Freud and Edward Bernays were family. They were related.
Mhm.
And when you look at psychology and the uh, propaganda and marketing and how things were, everything from diamonds is a girl's best friend to,
Mhm.
cereals the first meal of the day. These are all campaigns that were created
Mhm.
via propaganda, and many of those white men were pedophile PDFs. I don't want to
Mhm.
get
That's why they call it
PDFs.
programming, TV programming.
Right. And
Let me not
so
say too much.
you have a whole cabal of people who have pushed this narrative of conversion versus biology. When you talk about identity, you have a whole cabal of people who are pushing this racist view that, white is right, black is bad, all these things. And
Right.
we, as knowledge has increased, having knowledge of our identity, having knowledge of God, having a relationship with God, we have to look at God and who we really are and accept that and hold on to that and love each other. That's the bottom line.
Love yourself first.
Love
Yes.
yourself first, and
Yes.
then,
Spread
love
it.
your brothers and sisters.
That's right. That's
Come
right.
on, Janet, you've been
Amen.
That's
quiet.
right.
Come on now. Come on, break that thing down. I know you got
Oh
a lot
yeah.
to say about
Oh
that.
yes. You're absolutely right about that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna let the Bronx keep talking whatever, but
Yeah.
you know,
Let's
We
hear
want to
yeah,
what
I
you
just
chill.
say,
guys.
I do want to say something about the yoga pants though. Like we at a
Uh,
day and age where you can't really judge what somebody's wearing. And when you teach your child, and I understand because I got grown kids too, and I completely understand what you're saying because like why like if you go into a job interview, like it's just the basic things like for us, you know
right.
what I'm saying? And for you, it's
Right.
whatever you it is for you guys. So it's like they do need that because but it's still like it's still kind of white supremacy because it's you need to look a certain way so you don't get judged a certain way when
I,
you go out there and you need to look a certain way because that's the first way you're judged, which is true. Like we are judged a certain way, we're judged by how we look. But these days it be people,
So then why don't
it's
we teach
millionaires
them not
that's
to go get a
19 that
job?
wear a
Get your
tracksuit
own
every
business.
day. Like it's not just internet stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's real reality of like the day and age that we live in. But it's true that people still judge. I can't believe that people still judge like that in this day and age where you really could be being mean to the boss because you thought you ain't know it was the boss.
But I mean, think about
But
it. But think about it
but
though.
we still got to send our kids out to know
Yeah.
how to act because people still judge like that. Like it's
But I
crazy
mean,
that
if
they
you
do,
had
but
a
they do.
business, but if you had a business and they're representing your business, you want them to represent you in the right light. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can understand why they need to because you're not going to come and work on my job
no.
and look just any kind of way. I don't care who it is.
Listen,
My
Okay?
kids
all
ain't finna
judgment
walk
is
out
not
my house
We
like
know, we
my
know,
kids.
we know.
judgment. All judgment is not
My
bad.
kids is not getting ready to walk out my house looking that kind of way. My daughter called me, I'm gonna say maybe 6, 7 years ago. This when I work inside the building, now I'm working from home. And she was on the side of the road, had a flat tire or whatever. It's about 20 minutes from me. So I got off work. I was doing overtime anyway. So I got off work and go meet her. She had one of these shirts that was showing too much. I took my shirt off, put it on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dad, and I just looked at her. That's all I said, Dad. I just looked at her. She just grabbed the shirt and put the shirt on. You know what I'm saying? That was a $70 shirt too. I gave. Her. But anyway, but and then we got it back. But she put the shirt on. You know what I'm saying? No, they know I'm play like my youngest son. He want to walk. pants down. I don't want to see your drawers, man. You better pull it up.
But
You know,
see, my son does the wrinkles, okay? My 20-year-old do the
I
wrinkles.
don't want to
So
see that. You ain't because you got to represent when you go
here and
outside.
there. But yeah, it's not
When
acceptable.
you go outside, you being treated a certain way or how you dress. I don't care what they say. I could wear anything. I could do this and that. And it ain't that you can wear anything because you young men, they see young ladies showing everything. Guess what? They gonna treat you how what they see. They gonna treat you how they see you. Young men, you go outside, the police pull up, and you wearing your pants down, and they gonna treat you how
But
you
that's not
already you
being
already got one
decent.
strike
That's
against
not
because you're
being.
But
black.
once you start
What is
making money, I think you get more understanding. Like once you
Let
start,
me let me hear what Janet is saying. What did
Yeah.
you say, Janet?
It's not being decent. You have to teach your children to be decent too. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
all of course people are going to judge you. I mean, that's just the life we live in. It's never going to go away, okay? I mean, all of us judge people. Okay? If you
Mm-hmm.
see somebody looking a certain way and it's not appropriate, it makes you feel some kind of way. And in a sense, it can make you feel unsafe depending
yeah.
on how that person is dressed. It's just the way the world is. And it's not even that it's just the way the world is. I don't even want to just say it that way. But
Mm-hmm.
perception does mean a lot, how you carry yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this even with I had my son when I was 16 years old. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things I didn't know what to say and how to I didn't know what to teach him, everything that I needed to teach him because I was just so young. But I had another opportunity in life because my husband and I had the responsibility of raising our grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband, we don't have children together. We have we both brought children into our marriage, but we had the privilege of raising our grandson. Believe me when I tell you, it was way different,
Mm-hmm.
way different. And my grandson, he received. Although he would go to school, and I remember there was a situation at the school. He was talking about the kids was going to protest, especially the girls, because they wanted to wear their cut off belly shirts, okay,
Mm-hmm.
tank
Okay.
tops, and they wanted to wear real short shorts. And his thing was, well, grandma, nobody cares. And I said, they do care. People do care. People care about the way you carry yourself. People are going to judge you. And anyway, you shouldn't want to show all your flesh. So
Mm-mm.
you have to teach children why. There's a reason why behind. It's not just because it's the trend. There's so many trends. They're going to come and they're going to go. They're going to come and they're going to go. But what do you want to teach your children about the proper way to dress, the proper way to talk, the proper way to carry themselves? There's a proper way to do everything.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Agreed.
It just is, and
And
we
that
should
was one of the
teach
things
about
about Marcus Garvey. He did
yeah.
talk about that.
They say I got OCD, so I might be strict. I don't know. I still iron clothes. They like nobody don't iron
I
clothes
still iron,
anymore.
and I don't
Nobody
like
irons
iron.
clothes
If I
anymore,
see
y'all.
wrinkles, I'm gonna iron some clothes. If I see too many wrinkles, I'm gonna run an iron across it. I may have
so
one
Throw it
I
ring.
in
want
the
to
they
I
throw it in
want
the
to get in.
dryer.
Throw
Yeah,
it in
My
I
the
thing
want to
about
get
dryer.
into
That's another one.
I want to
my
get
thing
into you
about it is
guys. I
I
want to
was
get into you guys Black history though. Brox, tell me something about Black history that
powerful.
interests.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll tell my a little something about
Okay,
Black
'cause I
history
already
with
know
me
who I
because
I
yeah.
know who I.
I'm gonna let him let loose. Let me get 2 minutes. Let me get 2 minutes or whatever. Okay. So one of my Black history people that I want to give an honorable mention to is my fifth grade teacher. Because that's the year that I do recall us having like all kind of programs that was like learning about the principles of Kwanzaa. And she just was very much, I'm about to lock the door and speak Ebonics to y'all because y'all gonna shut up and listen real quick.
Mhm.
So she was very much like taught us like code switching and stuff like that. Like she just taught a lot of history. Like a lot of my Black history that I still remember, I learned from
And
having an
she was doing
experience
it
with
in
a teacher
secret,
that cared or whatever, you know?
right? She was doing it in secret. Is that what she was doing? Like she was like, "Let me shut the door and teach you all this." That's good. A lot of people
Slightly,
did
but
that
I
back
would
in those
I would
days.
say that she would say the same thing in front of them. Like she was one of those type of bold, like Black women, like because it really wasn't
Okay.
nothing bad. It was just more so when I go out here and talk to them, because you don't want to sound stupid. You need to speak proper English when you're talking to people. If you understand how to speak the language, then use the language.
Mhm.
Right.
So it
Okay.
was just kind of one of those kind of things. Like
Okay. Who else? Who else did you guys have?
I'm a Malcolm X fan. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I bought Malcolm X when I was in the military. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's why they I ain't gonna say I was a rebel, but at the same time, I knew me. I knew what I like. I knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? I was 17 when I went in. You know, father figure. I ain't had no father. My daddy, you know what I'm saying? I met my dad. I was 24 years old. I met my daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got married young, trying to do the right thing. It was the wrong thing because you know what I'm saying, wasn't no love there. But I did what I did, so I'm trying to do this and all that. But at the same time, when it comes to Malcolm X, you got to understand where he came from, what he been through, and then what he had became. You know what I'm saying? Where he came from when he was a child, what he came from when he messing with the white women and he doing this, he got in prison. He got in prison, he got all them years for messing with a white lady. It wasn't a crime because he was messing with the white lady. Then he learned the Nation of Islam in prison. He learned that because he was a hardhead. I'm not going to do this. And then boom, he opened up to this dude, Blase Blase. The same dude took him to their organization. Boom, he went into the organization. Boom, he believed in everything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. Everything he said every time he said his speech, he would say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, Blase Blase. He always started off with that. But then he learned that it was jealousy within his truth because he was learning, because he stepped outside the scope and he started learning. They didn't want him to learn the real truth. And that's what with us black folks going on right now. They don't want us to learn the real truth. They want to give it to us like the preachers. A lot of preachers, they want to give it to us in bits and pieces. And I ain't talking about the little local preachers, this and that, because they doing what they doing. I'm talking about the mega preachers and that. They the ones sitting up there making all this money. They want to give it to you the way we want you to learn this, and this is what you're gonna learn. This and that. They not giving the truth. They ain't telling you that they got 50, 80 babies everywhere else and this and that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't telling you all this, and they ain't telling you that they getting some of their people to watch you. Look at him. See, tell me everything. Tell me every step he making. Tell me why. You know what I'm saying? Why should I have my homeboy sitting up here with me? You my homeboy, and this happened to me too. This happened. This, like I said, I feel the same. I ain't not putting myself in the same boat as Malcolm X, but I done been through the same track record he done been through. I done been through too. You know what I'm saying? I done been did this. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody righteous in this world. But
Right.
at the same time, homeboy stabbed me in the back. And this is my brother. When I say my brother is my god brother, my brother. We known each other since boom, boom, boom. And then my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? You putting the knife in my back. So it got me to the point that I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody because if somebody this close to me that if I allow you to let you into my world and you do this to me, I can't trust nobody. You
So
know what
what,
I'm saying?
what
So
did
that
you
was,
right? What did you feel about the relationship between him and Malcolm? Because it was a little contentious. They had this, he believed in nonviolence. Malcolm didn't believe in that. Do you
you
think
talking
that
about
has
MLK?
something to do with? Pardon?
You talking about MLK, right?
Yeah, did I say Malcolm? Yeah, I meant MLK. Him and
Okay.
MLK, their relationship was a little strange because he believed in nonviolence. Malcolm did, and I mean not Malcolm. Martin believed in nonviolence, and Malcolm was like, "You guys are crazy, letting these people beat on you and sick dogs on you." Do you think that was good for the movement that they had that, or you think that hurt it?
Uh, I believe in Malcolm. I'm not. You know what I'm saying. I finally got to the point, and still trying to get to that point. God's still working on me to turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying. It's hard for me to turn the other
You need
cheek.
good and bad and everything for balance. You
Yeah.
need good and bad and everything for balance. And not necessarily good and bad is dark and light because he's not necessarily bad for retaliating. It's just more so a darkness.
But he did apologize to Martin Luther King because it wasn't him. He was going through the words of the honorable Elijah Muhammad. So then when he found out the truth, when he went to Mecca and found out the truth, that's when they like, nah, we got to get rid of him. He messing up our thing with the CIA. He messing with us. Because a lot of these big supposed to be groups or whatever, they always put somebody like the Black Panther. They always put somebody in our organization to infiltrate. They always doing this. So it
I
make
mean, he could
people
have said no. I mean, he could have said no. That Mr. O'Neill, I think that was his name, that they
Right.
used. But he had a situation, and that's why they were able to get him. He was going to go to jail, and so they used that over his head to infiltrate. But I want to stop for a moment, guys. Marsha just joined us. Marsha, welcome. to the Ella Johnson show. I didn't
Thank
want you to
you.
think I didn't see you. I just
I,
wanted to let you finish talking. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I was just gonna listen in because I was late. I was running. I got caught up in an errand, and it's a full
You're
moon.
here. That's all that matters.
I just give thanks. Thank you for letting me join. But can I comment on that last
Sure.
topic? I think sometimes we forget that at the moment in time that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X existed, Martin Luther King was not popular. He was reviled. He was
Mhm.
not as popular as people might think in the era that he was being Martin Luther King. So many Black people did not approve of Dr. King. And so Malcolm X was reviled as well. So it wasn't like one was more popular than another because they were both reviled for different reasons at the same time. But Malcolm may have experienced a bit more popularity in the sense that he was more accessible. And what I mean by that is that Dr. King was he was very highbrow. He was very well educated. He was came from a middle class, upper middle class background. So there was something, a lot of people were proud of him, but at the same time, many of our community who were in the struggle felt like, oh, I don't think Martin really sees me in the situation that I am in. So he was, again, Martin Luther King was not a popular person at the time that he was, be organizing and being Dr. King.
Yeah.
Um, but
'Cause it
but
seemed
that
like
was a great conversation. Thank you for letting me jump in, even though I'm terribly late. I
it's
apologize to
okay. It's
everyone.
okay.
I see the
Yeah.
difference between them. I respect both of them. Don't get me wrong. I respect both of them because I see their point. Because to me, I got a little bit of me in both of them, but I'm more of a Malcolm man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Right.
more of a Malcolm man. The new renowned Malcolm man out there. He found the truth. That's the man I'm talking about. Because the thing about it is, what he said is, we cannot let nobody else join us until we are joined ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together ourselves before we let somebody join. But then you got Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? He would letting anybody join at that time. You know what I'm saying? You could help the movement. So I see both of them. To be honest with you, I see both of them was really, to me, it was on the right track. You know what I'm saying? That there's no right, no wrong between what neither one of them two. But I want to say one more thing. One more person that I respect, and people gonna probably hate me, want to probably put a fire squad in my door right there. But I respect Stanley Tookie Williams. I respect that man because, like you said, we always talk about a person past. Don't worry about the past. Worry about what they did afterwards. Because everybody got a past. That's why they put erasers on pencils. You know what I'm saying? If you make a mistake, you erase it, and that's what they trying to do. But this man, he seen what he did after the Black Panther Party. They started him and the dude. I forgot the name. Thing some Washington, whatever his name is. They started the Crips and all that. He seen everything he did. He seen all these kids dying. And that he tried to change that around. Like, no, I don't want no kids doing this no more. I don't want y'all doing this more. I don't want this no more. Nobody, but people don't see what he tried to change. They only see what he did, the bad thing. They don't see the good thing. We all make mistakes. Ain't nobody in this world perfect.
Okay. I think there's a place in our history for anybody, no matter what they've done.
Tina Turner.
Even if they run for to be a politician, I would
Yeah.
I want to hear from them too, really. So I don't discount that. So that's good. So those were your two. Did you want to add some too, Mrs. Or you guys both have those same ones?
Oh, I'm
People.
sorry to interrupt you. I was saying Tina Turner
Oh,
because you said
Tina.
like a lot
Okay.
of people are included. They are. Like I love some Tina Turner. Like she definitely left her mark on a lot of people
Especially
in the
I,
classy, very classy way.
So
especially
what
on my
was it about her that impressed you, other than that she was
Um,
an amazing artist?
just that I really like. I'm into Black wealth. Like I've read a lot of those books, type of books and stuff like that about Black
Okay.
history. But she ain't in those books. But of course, like she went on to do very well after she got out of that situation with
Yeah, the
Ike that
situation.
she
Yeah.
came into from her youth.
Yeah.
Oh,
and since
Tina
we
Turner is
talk,
a dynamite. She's a dynamite example. At the point that she decided she had had enough of Ike Turner's abuse, she told in her story, she said she had change. I mean, absolute change in her pocket when she made the decision to leave, and she left with the
She
clothes on her
did.
back and 75
She did.
cents. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So that
mm.
and just totally rebuilt herself, just created a whole new persona separate from him. So she is a dynamite example of the fact that the strength and the courage that it took to
Right.
walk out after everything she had built with this man and say, you know what, I'm done. It's over. And and
Coming from
and
Nutbush.
God got
And
me.
that,
I'm out of here.
She
That's
should have ate the
right.
cake.
And she
Yeah.
Coming
built her
from
own
Nutbush.
empire. Yeah, it's admirable.
Eat
Yep.
the cake
yeah, I
every
see. I
day.
see you up there, GIC. I see you. I'm coming to you. I want to know who you have. Who is it that inspired you from Black History?
I mean,
Uh,
I,
can y'all hear him?
He's
I
in and out.
Okay, try again.
said
Uh,
He's
one.
cutting in and out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in and out. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Uh,
Try one more time.
I said that because
Yeah, we're not able to hear you. So do me a favor, GIC, go out and come back in so it can reset everything, okay? Because I want to hear what you have to say, but we're not able to hear you, unfortunately. Okay. All right, Miss Janet, tell us who your people are. Who
Okay. Well,
inspired you?
you know what? Actually, I don't just have a couple of people, to be
I'm
honest.
sure.
When I think of Black History Month, I think of Black History Month in the sense of,
I think you're muted. I think she might be her
can you not
microphone
hear
down
me?
too.
Can you hear me?
Oh no.
I can
Can you
hear
hear
her.
me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Can
can
you hear
hear
me?
you.
Okay. Yeah, I think of Black History Month in the sense of just remembering it's a time, I mean, for a whole month everybody's talking about all of our ancestors who have created and done so much that we didn't even know about, people names that we've never seen. So I'm always learning something new every single year during that month. It's like I didn't know that. So it's just remembering. And another thing, what I think about Black History Month, when I talk about what I do, as far as my framework with helping people to rebuild the inside out from pain, from cycling pain. But that comes from like, think about what our ancestors went through. Think about even what Dr. Martin Luther King went through. Think
Yeah.
about what Malcolm X went through. Think about what Harriet Tubman went through. Think about what Shirley Chisholm went through. Think about all of our ancestors and what they went through. But think about this. Think about how they did the work. That's why we know their names.
That's right.
They did the work. And I think about, wow, this is a time, I look at it and I say, it's a time to reset. It's a month to reset because you're remembering what all of our ancestors went through. How, and you talked about it, the young lady, the Brox. You talked about, knowing your identity. Our identity was taken from us.
Right.
So when we talk about emotional challenges, emotional stress, and things that we go through and not being unified as a race, how can we be unified as a race when we've been stripped of everything that make up who we are as a race, as people? We don't even
It's gonna
know.
be difficult. It's gonna be difficult, but
It's
we
going to be
have to.
difficult and it's going to take a lot of work. In fact, I was just listening, and I'm sure we all see these different reels that come up or different shows, podcasts, and you get into them. And I've been tuned into this one, and it's these two guys, and they're always inviting people on, and they're from Africa, right? Can't remember their name, but lately I've been listening to them. And they've been talking about well, not even just them. It's another guy, the Brock. The actor Brock. He's married to, I can't remember his name. His name is Brock though. He's an actor, but he's talking about how 40% of Black people by 2050 is going to move to Nigeria. So, and then someone talked earlier, I don't know if it was Z, someone mentioned earlier about how we started in Africa, right? And then we actually were taken, brought here to a place where we had to recreate ourselves, right? Recreate everything from nothing, right? We built up this country. We built, our ancestors built this country. If that's not enough, from nothing, we had absolutely nothing. Think
Right.
about what we as people, they paved a road for us, right?
Right.
But look at how we're going backwards. We're going backwards. We're going backwards, right? So, but look at all the work that they did. And it's so hard to get the people to do work today, work on themselves, even knowing their identity or knowing where they come from. People not even want to know, who they are and where they come from, but don't even understand why they have so much internal pain in their life, why they continue to make all the same bad choices that they make, why they continue to hit brick walls in their life and be at a standstill and not knowing why. It all goes
Right.
back to
Right.
not knowing your identity,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
because it comes through the
Um,
presence of your parents and your grandparents, and it just grows.
yeah. So I want to get UGIC because I want to get Marsha, and then I want to get on the other side, guys, so we can start narrowing this down into the election, and some questions that we're going to answer for white America tonight before we wrap up Black History. Stuff that I'm seeing on social media, different questions, and it's very consistent, the same thing. So we're going to answer them tonight. So GIC, give me someone that inspired you in Black history.
Well, I can, as I was stating before, that I haven't gave it that too much thought because, I mean, other than where we're learning in the recent years that we have so many Black historical figures, there's people that's paid away or done something that impacts our everyday life. Now it's like it's hard to pinpoint down somebody. I can, the best way I can do it. I mean, I want to go a different route, like for so far as people I've seen locally, like my first elementary school principal. She was a Black woman for basically all white staff. It's like, well, from my first year, I went to two elementary schools. For my first one, it was just I'm one of the few spots, and then we went to this other elementary school, and then it was her. Like I didn't think like I ain't never seen a Black teacher or yet alone a principal before. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I noticed that early on in my life. Um, and recently, like with Fred Hampton, I found him really interesting as well. I thought his life was taken way too early. I believe if he would have lived longer, um, he would have certainly made an impact bigger than what he has done.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And he was really doing great things. And they were just jealous. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, this man was bringing a lot of people together. And they were doing sickle cell testing. He was feeding people. And then when they went down, the women picked it up. So that's good stuff. And they didn't like it. They had an informant in there and killed him, you
Wow.
know? So it's unfortunate that this happens when in this country. And this is the type of stuff they don't want us to know about. They want to hide it. We are not going to hide it. We're going to talk about it because this helps us empower ourselves to know that we really are great, that we really do care about others, that we really weren't just about Black people. We really did bring other races together. I mean, you think about Freedom Summer. There were a lot of white people that shed the same blood we did, guys, trying to get us to vote. So these are the kind of things, and that's why this is a message of unity tonight, because we have to remember that, bring that into the conversation also, because we are more powerful together. Because when we go back, we're going back for everybody. It ain't just going to be Black people. We're going to probably hurt the most if we go back, but it's not just us. So I appreciate you talking about Fred. Fred was a good choice. That was a good one. Marsha. God, I'm calling, giving you another name. Marsha. Thinking about Michelle. Marsha, tell us who yours is so we can because I want to make sure we cover everything tonight, guys.
You're so sweet, darling. I don't even know how to narrow it down. I just don't. I love the
Yeah.
writers. I love the artists, man. I love Langston. I love you know, oh my goodness. Why can't I call her name? Maya Angelou. I love I mean I love all the artists. I love the Panthers. I love the women. I love Catherine Cleaver. Got her husband's name confused. Okay, I love all. I mean, she's prominent in Atlanta. She still shows up. She's still on the battleground, just like Angela Davis. And I just love it all. I love
She just
all.
loves everybody.
Like where, no matter what you're thinking, no matter which direction you would like to turn. I mean, I love
Yeah.
Marvin Nettles Collins. I mean, no matter what you're thinking of, there's a black person that has
That's right.
excelled, that has been a shining example, that has changed the field. Um, I was listening to the biography of Jim Brown, right? And that man was so stellar, like so strong, like so, like, I mean, just so bold. I mean, whenever there's no reason for us to ever feel down, to feel low in esteem. All you need to do is just think of the greatness of your ancestors. I mean, there's just so much. The canon of
Yeah.
achievement for people of color is so wide. It's so, the range is so exhaustive. Like there is
Yeah.
not anything new under the sun because
Yeah.
Black people already did it, found it, discovered it, and expounded it. I mean, again, I don't know how to isolate anybody because I go into phases where I'm doing a lot of research about a particular thing or a particular person, and I'm all engaged with that. So
Well, this
I
was
move
supposed to
on.
be a difficult exercise, guys. I just want you to know that. I set you guys up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard because we
Not
are
to.
rich. It is so it wasn't supposed to be, oh, that's easy. Because you're thinking, you're like, wait a minute. Well, if I'm thinking about science, I'm thinking about inventions, I'm thinking about
Right.
education, I'm thinking about movies. I mean, it like you said, every area. But I want to move along. I want to recognize Miss Risa. She was on the show a couple nights ago, and she said one of her favorite people is Queen Zora Neale Hurston for the legacy of beautiful knowledge through storytelling and imagination. There's so many phenomenal Black people gone here who
Can
shape
I
our
add
lives.
something about Zora Neale Hurston?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Now,
was. Let me finish her comment. Her comment. There's
okay.
so many phenomenal Black people gone in here who shape our lives, whether we realize it or not. I'll be glad when I can share a Black history figure who is very close to me. First Black person who's done what they're doing, and the world watches this person. I'm extremely proud. Okay, go ahead, dear. I'm sorry.
Zora Neale Hurston, not only was she the author of Their Eyes Were Watching God, but she also was the contemporary of Langston Hughes, and she interviewed a lot of former slaves,
She did.
and she
Absolutely.
documented their experiences. So she's a very, very important individual, a
I wish
historian.
we had done
Right.
her midnight, Marsha. We should have talked to her. That's the one we should have done.
You
She
know,
is amazing. You're right. I
yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Ella, I was just like Ella. I gotta ask you something real quick. Did you know
Okay.
anything about Africa Town, like growing up? Not now, but
I've
growing
heard
up.
about it. Someone talked to me about it the other day in Mobile. I'm
Okay, but
actually gonna go visit.
we grew up not
We
even
didn't
80
know any,
miles from this Africa town. We
and we
didn't
knew
know
nothing
anything
about it.
about it. We didn't know that the last set of slaves that were and they went after slavery had been prohibited, but
Yeah.
they went and got this group of slaves, and they were only enslaved for 5 years before they were freed. And it's such an incredible story. It's such a
It
that
is.
there was this Africa town of mainland Africans, like they,
And
they
the boat,
hadn't.
the ship that they came on is still in the ocean out there. It's
Oh,
still
okay,
there.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, I
in the
thought they had
bay
burned it.
or
I
whatever.
read that they had burned it because they weren't supposed to do what they did. and they were trying to hide the fact that they had gone and sailed out
Well, we got
and
to talk
brought
about
my
it.
slaves back. But
That's
at
right
any
around
rate,
our doorstep, guys, and we
right
didn't even
there,
know.
Africa Town. I'm like, and I had to ask, I wanted to talk to my brother about it. I mean, my brother's deceased, but I remember I read about it a long time ago. And I said, what is Africa Town? So,
Yeah.
it reinforced a lot of the things we grew up with. I'm close this out. Because we were made to feel ashamed, or people were of our generation, and our elders were made to feel ashamed of anything that was mainland Africa, and yeah. But I was just amazed to read all about it. It's like
Yeah.
I was right on the doorstep of Africa Town.
I know, right? So,
Anyway,
guys, I wanna get this conversation over into what's going on in our country right now. Okay. Um, the SAVE Act is an issue right now. It's a huge issue. And a lot of people think that this is just something that we can gloss over. This is a huge issue. This is one of those issues that is definitely trying to take us back. Okay, we're going to break a little bit of that down tonight. I want to get your opinion, because one of the things that's being asked of Black folks, and we're going to answer that question tonight for you, white America, and anybody that's Black that don't know their history, because I put y'all in the same category. So here's the thing. The question is, why can't you Democrats, or you folks, you know how they like to generalize, why can't you just accept that you need to show ID for the election? Okay, what do you want to cheat? So that's the question on the table, and I'm pretending I'm white America. Okay, I'm gonna be white America tonight. Why can't you guys just get with the program and just vote? Like, come on, you don't need to do that. You need to just provide the information so we can have an honest election. All right, now let's respond.
Well, I don't mean to go first, but I forget things real quick. So I just seen something on social media. I put it in my phone, but I can't look it up right now because I screenshot it because I got my own podcast. I'm gonna talk about it. But Trump Trump actually cheated the elections in Georgia.
Right.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying. So whoever wrote this, like, why you need ID? Why you need ID? All that? Why? I mean, just show your ID. Show your ID. They want to show the ID because Trump cheated the election. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it ain't all about the ID because you got the old people. They can't get no ride to go to vote and all that. Then you got the early election. Come on now.
So let's take it back. I want to make sure that we hit all the points that we need to hit about this. What the SAVE Act is, they're trying to get you to produce paperwork now, because they said that there are a lot of non-citizens out here voting in our federal elections, and it's just not fair. Okay, first of all, there is no
Why
proof of
show
that.
your ID though? Anyway,
There
though, so
is
I don't
no proof
understand.
that there are non-citizens out here voting, because non-citizens are not allowed to vote in federal elections. Yes, they vote in local elections, but not federal. So there's no proof. That's the first thing. Okay. That's what they're saying is why they have to do this. But let's talk about what they're doing. All right. This is about going back to our past. The SAVE Act wants this documentary proof, passport, birth certificate. But go back. There are a lot of people
The
that
poll tests and all the
don't
other hoops that our
poll
ancestors
taxes.
had to go through. There's a documentary, I think it's called Lotus County, and I forget what it is, but it's a documentary. It talked about this county in Alabama and when they got their first black sheriff, and how that sheriff was undermined. And a lot of the voting is the attack on voting is a systematic obstacles for the black community to obtain any political power. That's what it comes down to.
But they
And
want to know why. Why is it an attack on black people? We're gonna finish that answer tonight. Why is it that we're saying this is something that hurts us from voting? I want to give the full answer tonight. What's the answer to that? One, because some people don't have their birth certificate. They can't get access to it. The hospitals were segregated in the South. They couldn't get access to it. So now what? They can't get a passport. You have to go into the office to register now. Can't do anything online. Mail-in balloting, you have to go in to say why you need to do a mail-in ballot. So they are making it harder, guys. But I want you to pay attention to the real answer here is that they've done this before. That's what we're getting ready to talk about. All right.
It's true. They definitely have done it before, and it's I really feel like our political system is a bird with a left and a white wing. It's like it's the same. You can either you have benign neglect on the left, you have ostracism on the right. It's like
Yeah.
it's
So,
it's
guys,
it's
do
bad.
you all know that Trump's DOJ is suing 24 states right now because they won't turn over their voter rolls? Do you know that?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. Why do you think they need it? Why do they need these voter rolls? Because let me tell you, these voter
So they can
rolls have
cheat.
unredacted information. They have your name, your social security number, your party affiliation. They want access to that. Why do they need it, guys?
So they can cheat.
No, it's
Okay.
deeper than that.
They can
I mean,
separate
if you
people.
look at
It
if
is
you
deeper
look
than
at
that. Yeah.
Trump was
No,
traveling the
it,
world with all
it
these
is.
tech
It's like
bros,
this. Look,
including the founder of
I
the
work for the
company
federal government.
Palantir,
I know
and
they
it's
full
all
shit.
about data, getting the
Still
data
suspicious.
to create this dystopic tech technocracy. Yeah, I mean that's the play. It's like the more data the federal government gets, the more that they can create more digital obstacles to lock people out of participating in public life. So
In fact,
that's the
yeah.
long term play.
Yeah. So in fact, they get access to these roles. They can reach out to the state, say, "Hey, I need you to take purge 45,000 of these." They're looking at them. Who do you think they're going to purge? The people that's not going to vote for them.
Right.
Trump is trying to nationalize these elections, guys, so that he can win. And this is something that has been in the DNA of this country. When they see that they're losing, they have to cheat. Why do you think they were able to do a lot of the stuff? You follow Alabama, where I'm from. Even after they had the Voting Rights Act was in place, 15th Amendment has been passed, and they were like, "Oh, okay, so they can vote now." Bet we're gonna figure out a way to make sure that doesn't happen. So what did they do in Eufaula, Alabama? They set it up and they killed a whole bunch of people that day on the day they were voting. After the 15th Amendment was in place, they didn't
Mm,
care
mm,
about that.
mm.
Right now in Mississippi, there is a Mississippi Constitution. Y'all got to hear about this one. Now, let me go back to the Save Act. I don't want to get ahead of you because they will make you feel that, Ella, it's just voting, it's just showing your ID. Don't listen to that. It is more than that. It is not just showing your ID, showing your birth certificate. No, they have it set up. This act is going to push for states to clean their rolls every 30 days. Okay. They're trying to get rid of that 90-day quiet period. You know what that is? That's a time to protect voters from being deleted right before elections. DOJ, Trump's DOJ is trying to say, no, no, no. We need to be able to delete them whenever, like this coming election. Right now it's in place 90 days, quiet period. That's what it's called. Trump DOJ is trying to get rid of that. You move, have a hyphenated name or anything like that, they may purge you. You may go next week, Z, to say, you know what, let me check, make sure. And this is what I encourage everybody to do. Keep checking. And your name's not there. This is no joke. This is real. This is what he's trying to do. Now let's talk about the Mississippi plan, because this is still in place. Do you guys think that this is just something of the past? I'm telling you, Mississippi plan, it's like a digital upgrade. They didn't turn black people from voting. This is what they did. They just made the process of staying on the rolls an impossible. So what they did, the Mississippi Constitution is like it's an executed strategy that worked so well that it became the blueprint for the entire South. Now, what happened? Black people were making massive gains there. They were holding statewide offices. Majority of eligible voters, blacks were doing great. Everything was great. Everything was up and coming for blacks. Now the white elite realized, wait a minute, we can't win fairly. So they called a convention. Okay, all of this is Google. Y'all Google it. They called a convention to change the rules. This guy by the name of State Representative James Vardaman was honest about it. Let me tell you what he said. I want y'all to pay attention to his quote. This is what he said. You can Google this. He said, "There is no use to lie about the matter. Mississippi's Constitutional Convention of 1890 was held for no other purpose, get this, no other purpose than to eliminate the niggas from politics." Google it. Supreme Court. I want y'all to
Oh,
see
I
this.
believe it. I
Yes,
believe it.
But are we surprised?
The Supreme Court said it stays.
Wow.
It stays. It has to stay because y'all need to figure out how to make it work. It stays.
It stays.
This is it. This is what we're dealing with. This is still on the rolls there of how people are voting in Mississippi. Now, when they did this constitution, their voter registration plummeted from 67% to less than 6%. They didn't have to kill the voters this time. I'm telling you about Eufaula because there they killed over 70 people because they were trying to vote. Here, they say, we got a different way. We're not going to kill them. We're going to purge them. We're going to make sure that they don't come in here and vote. They deleted them from the rolls. So when they tell you that Trump wants these rolls because he just wants to make sure that it's fair, no, he is taking a playbook out of Mississippi. They want to delete them. They're going to look and see who's in there so they can get rid of the people that may or may not vote for them. Now, I want to give you guys something. I'm a conspiracy theorist tonight. Okay, if I'm wrong, so be it. Okay, when you see ICE out there and they're in the crowd and they have the phone and they're holding that phone up, what do you think they're doing?
They're taking pictures of your face and running it through an AI database.
There it is. And they're crossing that information with these voter rolls.
It's not a conspiracy. That's public. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Like, I mean, like if you look at the blockchain, when Bitcoin and all this other stuff came out, the end play is to take all that data, and to take your information and digitize it and put it on the blockchain, where you have to be on the blockchain in order to have access to everything. The technology is, it's fun and games when it's social media, but it's some things that are coming are so crazy. This is why it's so important to buy black. It's so important for us to have our own ecosystems.
That's
so
right.
we can barter and have our own economic ecosystem, so we don't have to be a part of this oppressive, racist technology and regime that is forming right before our eyes.
Yeah.
You can feel it happening, though. I mean, if you really pay attention, you can really feel it happening. Even, I mean, through social media. I mean, it's every time you turn around, they're changing something. They're upgrading or making. They're calling it an upgrade, but it's for their own purpose. You can feel it happening. You just don't know exactly what it is, but what it is, you know, it's not good for us. You know,
he needs to nationalize these elections, take the states out of it, guys. I'm gonna tell you why else too. That when the states are, it's almost like the black codes and all this kind of stuff that's in place. They're looking at all this. It is so important for us. 51%, at least it was that day. 51% of everything in the Project 2025 is completed. So what does that mean? That means that each agency has an objective that they have to produce through this new Trump administration. And
in a year's time. In a year's time.
Yeah.
In a year's time. I mean,
this is crazy.
It's crazy.
So, Z, why is it that people aren't talking about Project 2020? We talked about it in the when it was campaign time, and then we just really don't talk about it anymore. It's like we can't keep up because there's always something with this guy. But that is the kind of stuff that is detrimental to us. Why aren't we talking about that more?
Well, I believe I was trying to remember the name of one of the authors of Project 2025. This guy was he majored in African American studies. I mean, this stuff is so deep. They're studying our culture to basically figure out how to manipulate and sabotage us. And that's why, loving ourselves, loving each other, having our relationship with God on point
That's
and
right.
being unified is the only answer.
Exactly. That's why we have to do the work. Like we have to recognize what is happening, and we have to start with ourselves. So we can talk and talk and talk, but until you really connect with your inner self, and you realize that you really need to go back to knowing your identity. Just it empowers you to want to unite.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
just to want to
Absolutely.
unite. Like you
Yeah.
can't unite if you don't know like what you don't know.
So here's our answer. This is the answer, white America, and to black folks that don't know their history that align with what they're saying. Um, where you're saying that we need to learn our history, it sounds like you need to learn yours. You
Hmm.
should go to Mississippi Constitution and see what's being implemented and kind of look at the parallel between that and what Trump is doing. You should also go to Kansas and see where Chris Corbett, how he also tried this SAVE Act thing. He called it Safe Act. He's buddies with Trump. Where do you think Trump got it from? He didn't come up with this himself. That guy tried it over there and he was implementing it. And guess what? The ACLU sued him because of this foolishness with this election saying that these non-citizens, he couldn't prove it. So guess what? When the ACLU sued him, he lost in court. Okay? He lost in court because she said, I'm sorry, I don't see where this has been a big problem. Why are you keeping 35,000 people from voting? That's the damage it caused. Just like I just told you in Mississippi, how you have so many people there that still they can't vote because of this foolish law that's on their constitution. Okay? And the same thing this guy did, he lost, but nonetheless, that's where Trump got it from. And you know what else that guy is doing? Since Trump is following him, I'm going to predict this is what's next. He is now going to the courts saying, we want to take this right away from people to vote. That's coming down the pipe. Trump is following on that one thing. That's next. If we don't get this thing switched around and get the Democrats back in the House and Senate so we can put some of these people away, this is what's coming. I am not trying to be like present this as a boogeyman type thing like Trump does all the time. This is stuff you can research for yourself. This is so important to me that I wanted to make sure that we touch this tonight on this final Black History Night. What do you guys want to say about that? Then we're going to move to the next answer we got for white America. Anything else to add?
I just want to say it's so important for us to vote. We still have a very low percentage of people of color. In every community is low, but in our community it's very low, and we can overwhelm these polls. We can overwhelm them. We did it largely when Barack Obama ran, and we still didn't get more than 15% out, which is an incredible amount compared to the fact that we often get single-digit percentages out of our community. So we can do it. We can overwhelm those polls. And the thing is, it just means everybody gets registered. Everybody. And when I don't know how not to do it, because when you know the history of it and the blood right that it was bought with our ancestors' lives, how could you not? I wish I understood it, but we just have to work hard and get people convinced and get our youth out there and get it going.
That's right.
Yeah.
The GIC, did you want to add to that? I can't see your face. Come up, some. There you go. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off of all these things we named about our government. See, that's the key right there. If our own government is so against us, that's one of the reasons why the youth don't come out and vote. Because it's like it feel like it's a waste of time or nothing's going to get done anyway. So the thing is, how we going to convince? How you convince these people who haven't voted? Because there's more people than the ones we have.
I have a suggestion. I have a suggestion for you, and you can tell me yes or no. Can you do some kind of rap to encourage young people to vote? That's what you can do.
No, I don't think that's gonna really do me much justice. Me
Why
personally, I mean, because people already got their mind made up on how they feel about the government anyway. You know, unless like what she said about the Barack thing, I think people was more excited. Oh, there's actually a shot of a black man or a colored person that's actually running for president that seems to know what he's doing, know what he's talking about.
I personally think that their problem is just not having knowledge of what's really going on. Like a lot of this stuff that we're talking about tonight, there are people out there that don't know this.
That's true. They don't. But also, I'll say too, I think people are just so exhausted by the government from both sides.
I
I
think
really
so too.
do. I think that's a lot of it, especially
That's
with
true.
the
I
land
learned a little bit
collection.
tonight. I definitely learned some
Yes,
stuff listening.
people are exhausted. But
Mhm.
also, I think the big, I mean, I actually was on a
Oh,
podcast
we missed some of it.
during the election period, and I was in shock, especially how many people didn't understand like the election and why it was so important to vote and why. I mean, I was baffled. I could not believe what I was hearing, and I'm going to be honest, the majority of them were black men. It was horrible. I mean, I really could not believe what I was seeing. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So it's like, yeah, education, just being educated. I was on this podcast, and this person that I know whose podcast it is, and he told me, he said, Janet, we had a conversation. He said, I want you on my podcast, and I just want to hear it. And I did, and I could, and it was like 200 people on there. It was on TikTok, and I could not believe what I was hearing.
And what exactly were
Wake
you
up.
hearing
It
that
was
people
a wake
didn't?
people are not educated, or people were for they either they were not going to vote, or there were some that who were voting, they were voting for for Trump. I couldn't believe it. They were not
Wow,
voting for
really?
Kamala.
People,
No, they were not. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
because that's because people they'll, especially like with the young ones, they tune in and just hear like he say she say, or like people a certain thing and then just run with it, or just I don't know. Some people can just be cruel out of nothing, and then or interest. Like I've heard like people be like, oh, like well back when we are getting stimulus checks, they thinking Donald
Yep,
Trump give
yep.
people stimulus.
That was another one. I couldn't
They
believe
thought
it.
Donald Trump gave them that.
Yes, and I even heard people say that they voted for him because he gave them a check. I heard that too. I was like, I cannot believe this. I
I
mean,
just can't
really.
listen to that ignorance. That's just
Yes, but you know what? I hear what you're saying, Ella, but it's real. So
Because they
these are the
learned from
people
the
that you
internet.
have
They
to reach.
only
Yes, that these are the people you have to reach. So how do you reach them? These are the very people who's voting in the other direction because they're not educated, and it's foolishness or it's ignorance. It's ignorant because they're not educated, but they don't care because they see. I mean, they've studied. I mean, think about it. You talk about AI, and you talk about all the science and what they're doing. I mean, they study the human mind and they think of that or the culture, and they say, well, what can we do? How can we get them on our side? And they know exactly when to do it. They know when to pull that string. I mean, so there's so much that we're working against. And these are our people. And I hear you saying I can't hear that ignorance, but you have to.
true. We
It's
got to
hard.
find a way.
It's so
We got to
hard.
find a way to reach him. I listen. I come here and I will do whatever. I will go wherever it takes to keep digging, because what I'm ultimately trying to do here is show people that what you are seeing is not new. And it worked back then in Mississippi. Is still working. See, you don't hear people talk about that. What's going on in Mississippi? I often wonder, how can Mississippi be such a poor state and they're Republican? They're supposed to be all this and all that. Why? Now I see why. Because the people that look like me and you can't vote.
Yeah.
So then I want to go to whatever Democrats are in Mississippi. Yes, I'm going to call them out too. You're sitting there. We have any representatives, anybody from our party that can change this? Who's fighting? I don't know the answer to that, so I'm just talking because somebody could be, and I just don't know. But this is the kind of stuff I want to see. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Oh, he's probably saying something so good too, but we can't
I
hear you.
know. I know.
I can't hear you, brother. What happened to you, Z?
So this is the frustrating part. It's like, how do you reach the people? And and the sad part about it, I mean, it is ignorance, but these were people that were, you can look at them and tell, like, they were educated people, but not
So I
educated in the sense of like, you know, understanding what was going on in politics, or understanding how our race could be affected. So these are the challenges. So it's like, how do you overcome these challenges? What
yeah.
do you do? What is the plan? Everyone is speaking and talking, but how many people are enough people being reached to whereas it's going to make a difference?
You know why? It's just like when we go to church, and I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm sorry. We go to church and we say we go there because we need to connect with God. We need to connect with Him. We need to find out what we need to do so that we can make it to heaven one day. But in turn, we trade that in for being entertained. We leave empty and don't leave with what we need. I feel like we do the same thing in politics. We look at people not to learn, but to be entertained. And if you don't have me a shiny ball, then I'm not listening to you.
Right.
And that's what we got to flip. We got to show them. Look at the prisons. Take them to prison. Y'all remember back in the day? I don't know, Marsha, if you remember this. How they would do this? They had this program called Scared Straight.
Yeah, straight,
It
girl.
was
Yeah.
Scared, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's what we need to do in politics. We need to take them to Mississippi. We need to take them to Mississippi, talk to our people over there, and find out why they can't vote.
You need to
And then
start
we
a
need to go
campaign with
live
scared
and we
straight
need to
with
expose it,
politics.
man.
That's a good campaign. Scared straight with politics and politics. Like, I mean, really, that's the
I
truth.
think we need an underground railroad in politics too. It
Yes,
worked
we
for it
do.
worked
We
for
really
her.
do. Yeah,
It worked for
it, wo-
Harriet.
it works. It
Yeah,
works
not
for me.
beyond scared straight.
I mean,
That might work.
And the reason I think it's necessary, guys, because we really are in a tough spot right now
yeah.
because we don't dominate the House and the Senate. And they're doing whatever they want. They're just balling out right now. We have to stop that because they're only halfway through Project 2025 and look at the chaos we got. Getting rid of PBS and NPR, it's in Project 2025. Did they do it? Check. You guys will be in. I'm telling you, when we get out this broadcast, I want y'all to Google Project 2025 Tracker. Click on it, and it's going to take you to every single agency. Click on the drop down, and it's going to tell you what they're planning to do in that agency. And in like two or three of them, everything they had for them is done. It's not a game. I would not come on here and talk about this repeatedly on this show if I didn't see what was coming. I see it coming. I see it. And we're going to be so surprised in November when it's time to vote and our names are not there because this is what they're trying to do if these states give in. Okay. So thank God that a lot of these states haven't. So that's one. So y'all got your answer? We understand that this is not just about IDs. So don't keep posting on my page and commenting on my stuff because I'm telling you, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to type it. You just watch it here, and I just laid it out for you. It's already being done. We understand what Trump is up to. He's not after trying to make anything, because if he was about law and order, why is he a criminal? I'm just saying.
The biggest crook.
The biggest. If he cares, he don't care about law and order. This man cares about winning. That's it. And they are known to cheat. Yes, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you in your history. You have cheated us out of so much. Okay. And that is why we are angry. And that's why we keep this narrative. Now, the politicians might not tell you, but I'm telling you, this is what it is. Okay. We know what you're up to. We know what ICE is up to. All of the pieces are coming together. I see them flying together. This is about trying to get your hands on these rolls so you can purge people and only keep. Y'all remember one day Christy Nome said, we need the right people voting. What you mean by that? Who are the right people? Right people? Are you talking about the white people? Are you talking about Republicans? Because you're not talking about non-citizens because they're not the ones voting. And when you talk about fraud, if I'm not mistaken, I just noticed that it was Americans that were doing fraudulent activity. So we're gonna move on to the next thing because we're gonna get out of here. We got a trivia, guys. We're gonna do in 5 minutes. Promise you, it's gonna be fun. Somebody will get the win, like I don't know, $10, unless somebody want to donate more. I think the Brox want to donate $100. That's what I. Is that what I heard? Mr. Brock
Somebody said 1,000. It was somebody. Was it that person in the corner?
I can't hear
Girl.
I don't know.
He's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
We wasn't sure if you guys could hear us or not because we had audio. We had issues with what we could hear.
Oh, I got it. Now, another thing that everybody keeps talking about, Obama is the reason that the country became so divided. What do you have to say about that, Janet?
Oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Well, we answering. We talking to. I want you to look in your camera. You talking to the white folks. They're the ones that are saying it.
Oh,
and some black folks are saying it.
You know what?
Actually,
you just caught me off guard because I never heard that.
Really?
I
okay,
never
who's heard that? Have you heard that, Marsha?
Well, I think it's a reaction to Obama. These white people are just so outdone that a black man outsmarted and outgained the system and became president. So this is a reaction, and they thought they had done a good job keeping us locked out of power in politics, but he changed the game, and so now they're doing everything in their power to put all the brakes on every system at our disposal to make sure it doesn't happen again.
They're doing him the same way they did Nat Turner. They're trying to make sure that we don't memorialize this man in any kind of way. That's why they chopped him up, sold his parts, made purses out of his body parts, and they skinned him. They did everything they could to make sure we did not remember Nat Turner. That's the same thing they're trying to do to Obama. Make sure that we dehumanize him with the 8 photo and talk about him and call him a low IQ and all of that. And he still has so much class. Listen, this is what I think happened. This is what I think happened with Obama. Obama came in, and I feel like white people, this is my opinion, I think the white people felt that his election meant racism didn't exist. Like, see, we elected a black guy. This country's not racist. But what happened is when Obama said that Trayvon could have been his son, they remembered black man in the house. And now everything changed after that when he talked about Trayvon. Y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. But I want to talk to you guys about something, because there's a president that did some stuff, and I want y'all to listen to this. This is going to be like 30 seconds. I'm explaining this because we're getting ready to get out of here. Andrew Johnson did not want to reconstruct the South. Okay. He wanted to restore it. I want y'all to hear that. He did not want to reconstruct it. He wanted to restore it. This is Andrew Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. He was like the president that did the most pardons. Y'all think Trump is doing a lot of pardons? No, listen to this guy. He issued over 13,000 pardons to former Confederate leaders, giving them their land back and allowing them to walk right back into the halls of power. Sounds like January 6th. Doesn't it? See, history repeating itself. Now, they immediately passed black codes. Y'all know what black codes were. Those are the laws that made it illegal for black people to be unemployed. They had a law. You were breaking the law if you were unemployed. You were breaking the law. That kind of, I just thought about it. That sounds like the welfare and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, they made it illegal for black people to be unemployed, effectively forcing them back into a state of slavery by another name. They brought loyalists back. You know, Trump likes his loyalists. They have a place in his administration by bringing them back into the federal fold and removing the guardrails. Now, their goal was to restore a version of the country that existed before DEI and all of this. Oh my gosh, it looks like everybody just kind of went away. Let me pull this down. We're up too close. Yeah, there we go. We're almost out of here, guys. But he also vetoed Freedmen's Bureau, which provided food, schools, and legal help to the enslaved. So he was also the one that was responsible for turning the elections over to the state. So we have to be careful with what we're doing. I want to go ahead and get to the to the fun part of this. This is the part in the show where we're gonna have a trivia. Y'all ready for it?
Oh yeah.
Who's ready? Michelle? I mean Marsha. Why people want to call you Michelle? There must be a Michelle somewhere talking about me.
Marsha.
Marsha. I know. Isn't that something? Every time you see that, you want to say that.
Yeah.
But because
Sorry,
I want to do
Marsha.
this trivia,
Mhm.
because I want people to if you don't know the answer, you're like, okay, I learned something. Here's the first question. Many enslaved Africans are stripped of their name, their heritage names, and given family names of their owners. What was the specific term for the name a person took for themselves after emancipation to signify their new status?
Surname.
Perfect. Who said that? Go girl. She. Okay. Next one. The Three-Fifths Compromise is often misunderstood. In the 1787 Constitutional Convention, which side actually wanted Black people to count as a whole person? The North or the South, and why?
The South.
Why?
Because they wanted their slaves to be able to vote for them.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Maybe.
She's doing it. That is absolutely correct. They
The
wanted to
North,
count
the North are
enslaved
more
people as
excited.
whole people to gain more political seats in Congress.
The North are more racist than the South.
They didn't care
A
about
lot of
humanity.
Yeah, it's political.
Y'all ready for another one?
In Virginia.
Yeah, we ready for another one?
Yep. Frank Wills was the security guard who birthed the Watergate investigation. After he was blacklisted and couldn't find work, what was the specific petty item he was sentenced to 1 year in prison for allegedly shoplifting in 1983?
What was it?
I said it in the intro.
I know. What was it?
Water.
What is it?
Water.
Oh no.
They probably didn't even have bottled water back then. Can water.
Sneakers, $12 pair of sneakers.
Shoes.
All right, 2025, Georgia conducted a massive purge of nearly 471,000 voters. Historically, what was the name of the 1890 convention that served as the blueprint for legal voter purging in the South without ever using the word race? We just talked about it. The Mississippi Plan.
Yeah. I'm like, I just learned about it because I didn't even know about that one. That's what I was saying. I learned tonight.
So. Go to Mississippi.
Yes. Mississippi is a place.
I seen somebody got hung from a tree in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, he remembers that. I don't know if I'd be the same if I'd seen that. Representative Jasmine Crockett is often criticized for her unconventional and aggressive style in Congress. Which 19th century Black leader was also criticized for his aggressive rhetoric after he famously told an audience in 1852, "This 4th of July is yours, not mine"?
Frederick Douglass.
There it is. Yeah. We're going to talk about that too, because a lot of people don't understand why we celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate Juneteenth because that's when we became free. And we became, it was 2 years after they signed the proclamation. You guys didn't tell us that we were free. Now, a lot of people were leaving on
down in Texas.
Down in Texas, that's right.
And they still racist. They still racist in Texas. Texas is they talk about Mississippi. Texas is the most racist state.
Like everywhere is racist because racism is
so?
covert. Like
Texas.
they don't know that they're racist. It's
Texas.
like
No.
unacceptable.
Texas is more racist because, you know what I'm saying, I was stationed in Oklahoma and Texas 15, 20 minutes away, and this and that. Them people, when I say them people are racist, them people are racist. A lot of, you know, I got family members stay in Texas, like Houston and stuff like that. Them people in Texas are more racist than they're more racist than Mississippi, for real. Cause they do it different. They ain't gonna hang you from a tree. They gonna put you in prison.
So the sheriffs and stuff, like whatever city, that's America. Like that's America.
It's more different than Texas.
I understand because I ain't been there. I don't know.
But you know what's amazing is that they are, you know, people do get offended when you call Trump a racist. Okay, let me ask you guys: do you think Trump is a racist, Marsha?
I,
Of course. Of course.
Rocks, do you think Trump is a racist?
me, I
Yeah.
think I think everybody in the government, a lot of people, Democrats and Republicans, are racist. Biden was a racist. He said it. He said it. Trump is racist against everybody. Trump only care about rich people.
Okay, now why do you say that everybody is racist, even black
When
people?
I
How are
say
black
everybody, I
people?
said mostly everybody in the when it comes to politics with these rich white people like Charlie Kirk. They want to talk. I ain't even know nothing about a Charlie Kirk until you know what I'm saying. He died. Then I looked it up. This man was racist. He got these black people talking about free though. Charlie Kirk this
But
and
see,
Charlie
that's
Kirk
why
this
I
that.
wouldn't use
He
that
said
word.
that.
I wouldn't use that word on people.
Charlie Kirk is racist.
I'm gonna
Charlie
tell
Kirk
you why though,
said he's
because I gotta
bad.
be fair, because I understand what racism really is, and really by definition, a lot everybody is basically racist
Everybody
until
is.
they realize
Yeah.
that their thought frame is the type of acceptable racism. Then they can switch and move
Yeah.
into something beyond that.
So you talking
Yeah.
about Biden?
I'm talking about all people that are not of color. You have it in you. So like I have to be careful with that word because people are very sensitive and would take it the wrong way because they'll take it like I hate you for being that way. Like, no, I understand that just like it's places of ignorance that you could live in because you don't know what you don't know.
But
Right.
that's
And a
why.
lot of people live in that place of ignorance, just like locking your doors when you see somebody with it just is what it is. It's a lot of different things that fall in that category. Like you
But
just
but see, Trump. That's why I said I don't believe that when people saying Trump is racist, this and that, because he freed a lot of black people
like,
just
but
like
to
he
even
did
say
white
we're
people.
all to even look at
But he just like rich people. He like people in
Just an
power.
act of kindness toward a black person is not enough to say you're not racist.
Right.
it's just a lot of it's like this book I was looking at earlier. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a triangle and it had like four things at the top, five things at the top, which was like Nazis, KKK, like it was like the unacceptable racist stuff, racial slurs, saying the N-word and stuff. And then it was like all the acceptable stuff that if you're actually a Caucasian person, you would have to look at that and be comfortable with it. You can't be in that place of fear with it. So when you say stuff like we're all one big human race, you're taking away from my African Americanness. You're taking away from
I'm
my
not-
identity. When you say, "Oh, we're all just Americans," we're all just. I don't need to just all be Americans with a group of people because that's destroying whatever legacy that my Negro blood already created. Why would I go and blend it with everything? And it's not about hating nobody.
Native.
Like it's just that like you're racist if you think like that, but you don't know it yet. So my definition of the word, I can't go around calling people racist because like too many people fall in that category, and it just wouldn't be
Okay, but
Well,
politically
I
correct
would
or whatever.
submit
Like
that
and I
I
want to
think
say this
everyone
real quick
is
because she
racist.
said
it wouldn't be nice.
because she said the N word,
Everyone is
and
racist.
this and I like my podcast, and I say this on my Facebook and all that. This YN, everybody comfortable saying YN, Kevin Hart, all these people YN, these YN. You giving people the opportunity and the availability to say they calling us the N word.
And it's
They
kind of
call
fun,
us
like
young
you
people
say it on the slip.
YNs, YNs. I hate that word. Don't call my people, don't call my son a YN. No, he's a king, young king. Don't call him no YN. You know what I'm saying? Because they still call us the N word, but they saying it differently.
They use our culture to the culture that they created for us. They use that to slick in everything that's for our demise. It's so bad. Like
I agree.
as I get older, I'm seeing like how the culture affected my actual life. Like when you talk about what we watched on TV, what all everything, how we dress, like what we think is acceptable in relationships, everything.
So
Mhm.
what were you
That's
gonna say,
not.
Marsha?
No, I
I'm
was
sorry.
just saying, I do think
I was just saying that's
I
not
mean
culture. Like that's not really. It's the culture because it exists, but that's not our
Yeah,
culture.
it's not
Like
our culture. Yeah, I hear
I
you.
feel people like
we
us,
live in a
we need to teach our kids. We need to continue to teach our kids. We need to continue to teach our kids. And that's why people get against me when I say when they remove these Confederate statues and monuments, this and that. And I told them when they start doing that, I said when they doing that, next thing you know, they're gonna start removing our history. And right now I live in the state of Florida, and you know what the DeSantis doing.
yeah.
yeah, oh God.
You know what
Florida
DeSantis
That's
is
doing.
racism. If
Florida
you
is
look
a
at me and
racist
tell
I'm
me
going
ignore
against the
your
teachers.
ignore your blackness, that's racism. So,
yeah.
oh, we're all one big family. Like we
But,
have to like kind
I'm
of
go-
actually look at it.
I'm
but
going against the
racism, I
teachers
mean, we're
now,
in a
trying to teach
racist
my
Guys,
country.
grandkids of
let
what's
me hear.
happened.
Okay, guys, let me hear what Marsha. She's
I mean,
trying to talk.
we are in a
Okay.
racist country, and I submit to you that we are all racist because we have been brought up in this racist environment, and so racism doesn't just mean that whatever are antagonistic toward people of color. I think that whenever black people say things, oh, that white guy gonna get it. Well, we are all racist in that we because we came up in this culture, there are a set of values that have been transmitted to us, and you can, I mean, our work is to resist it. Our work is to deny it. Our work is to work on ourselves all the time. But I think it's also true, the brother mentioned the N word, nigger. I think that our youth and we recontextualize the word, so it doesn't mean the same thing when brothers are saying to one another. It's actually a term of endearment. It's actually a term of affection, and so I think that that's valuable. I think it's valuable that we can take the word that they use to cause us harm and turn it into something that means something else, and they cannot use it. That's a fact. I had this conversation with my middle school students, like, oh yeah, if the black kids are saying it, that doesn't mean you can say it. It means it's a
So you're
term.
okay with hearing that word come out of our mouths to one another? You're okay with hearing that?
Yeah, but like any word, like it's a word that, like I said, it needs context. So if we're saying it between one another, then it means something different than when a white person is addressing it to a black person. So, but white people want to be in the club and they want to say, no, it's not for you. It's not for you. Like, man, that nigga crazy. When we say it, it doesn't mean the same thing. And it's not harmful and it's not meant to cause pain. But when people of another group say it, then they are using it to insult, to demean. And so they don't get to use it.
There are
I like
definitely a
the
lot of
word.
mixed opinions on that one. Yeah, there are a lot of mixed opinions on that. I understand where you're coming from, Marsha, on that. That when we say it, we're not really saying the way they say it. They're saying it in a
Baby,
derogatory way, and
it's
it's
a
like an
whole different language, ain't it? It's a whole
yeah,
different
it's a whole
language.
different language. Yeah, but you can't get them to understand that. And it's like, yeah, well, it's a law. It's against the law if you do it to me. Well, I don't know. Well, what Trump is doing, he's prioritizing all the white people that are getting discriminated against. That's his priority right now, not us. Right, Mr. Brock?
You're right. I'm gonna be honest. I can't hear nobody else but you, so I don't know what
He's like,
nobody
how do
else
you know what
saying.
she said? I'm like, she just told us what she said.
I'm
Like,
about to go
I
back
can
to
understand a summary. Like, I can.
yeah. I'm about to go back to the VA get my ears checked. Like, what's going
I
on with
gotta listen
this?
to the replay. We have some.
But I do agree. He is siding with the white people. He is siding with the white people, and I'm saying this, and I say this, and I'm saying this right now, and it still get to us being with if we want to put somebody in the office, everybody talking about put this way, it's somebody on my Instagram, black dude talking about how they doing this against Trump and the Democrats going against Trump, blah 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 like this. So you know what I'm saying? I don't really talk politically talk, but I had to say this. I said, can you remember? And I put some dates up there when Obama did this. How many Republicans turned against him? Boom, 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 boom. And now the same executive orders and stuff that Barack tried to. I'm gonna
He
call him
tried to get
Mr.
it
I'm gonna
back.
call him Mr. Obama because I don't know him personally. I
Okay.
shouldn't call him Barack, but Mr. Obama tried to
I mean, I'm trying to follow
pass.
you. Go ahead.
He tried to pass. Trump is passing them things, certain things that we say, okay, he trying to look out for us, but those are things that Obama tried to pass and they turned it down.
Well, I mean, he didn't have the control of the House and the Senate.
Right, and they turned it down exactly.
They did. They were purposely. They said we're not going to agree to anything.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
but I mean, they all do that, right? Well, listen,
Yeah,
guys, it's been a great evening. I know we probably didn't get to everything, but that's okay. I enjoyed this conversation with you guys. I want to make sure that everybody knows I have to pull up a flyer because my friend Step, who has been on this show so many times, is having an event. This is for my peeps in Monroeville and surrounding areas. Kingdom Specialist Ministries is going back to Monroeville, Alabama for a revival. Y'all remember how we had those revivals outside under the tent and stuff like that? Well, she is taking it back. She is a native of Monroeville. She lives in Atlanta, but she goes back every year to witness and prophesy and pray with the people of our hometown. So she's going to be there April 16th through the 17th. And I plan to be there. Marsha, it would be so nice if you could plan to be there as well. But we need as many people as possible. If you are in Monroeville and the surrounding areas, please put this on your calendar. If there's ever a
Oh
place
my
that
goodness.
needs prayer, it is our hometown.
Oh,
Right,
you
Marsha?
know I know it, girl.
Yes. So I'm going to make sure that we bring this out every week so that we can encourage you guys in Monroeville, Frisco, Uri, Excel, and all those areas. Even if you're in Atlanta, come on down,
Yes.
pray with us and be there. But I would definitely plan to be there. So proud of her. And yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I brought that up tonight before we got out of here. But it's been a real Black History Month, Marsha. You've been with me a lot.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. It's been this sister is tired. Let me tell you, the next time I say, I don't care, man. Black History Month, I'm going live every single day. The next time I say that. But it's been fun for me because I have truly learned a lot being here, having to bring stories to you every single day. It forced me to dig deep and learn some stuff and not just read a page and just bring that, but to then, continue to research. And that's how I was able to find this thing too about Mississippi because, we can't allow people to control what we think and believe. Don't just take their word for it. Research for yourself, right?
Mhm.
Trump gets up there. He's obviously trying to get you to not listen to the Democrats. They don't know what they're talking about. And Democrats, you need to tell the whole story. Talk about why it's a disadvantage for Black people. Talk about what they're already doing. Talk about how this stuff that they're trying to do, we see you. We know this has been done already, and we know what you did it for back then. We understand that when he says make America great again, he's trying to do the same thing that they did. Remember when I said that we had the 15th Amendment and they didn't care, they still suppressed Black people from voting? That's the same thing we have now. We got Constitution, and he doesn't care about that. So if that's not stopping him, come on. So we got to get serious and intentional about this thing before we do go back. And stop just believing what people say. And don't get intimidated just because people, and I'm going to tell you, Marsha and the Brox, I do believe this as well. I know I'm talking a lot and I'm getting ready to go. But we have to make sure that our leaders, the ones who want our vote, that they're also making it known what time it is. Don't just give people your vote. Find out what it is. I don't care who you're voting for. I'm not going to ever sit here and say vote Democrat. You're never going to hear that come out of my mouth.
Right. It's your vote. It's just to vote. I mean, many of our people in our community, they're dismissive, but all I say is if it wasn't so important, why do they have to work so hard to take it from us? Why do you see them fighting day and night to take it from us? If it wasn't important, why did they murder so many people? Why?
Any last words, guys, before we get out of here?
For sure. Thank you for it's been a pleasure talking to you. Like, this type of topic is right up my alley, as you can see from the little quiz. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke. I really like this type of topic. Happy Black History Month to everybody. Ella, I want to commend you for having an amazing podcast and for, putting out information, all of that good stuff, and representing for Black girl power.
Yeah.
And I want to say this real quick. I produce another podcast on Man Cave Thursday. And the
Okay.
first hour is Mr. I can see what you're doing. It's a political podcast, and I want to get you and him back. You know what I'm saying? Connected. So you go on his show, he go on your show, cause you know what I'm saying. It's like I feel the energy that what I'm saying. He's a political because I got three shows. That first show is a political show. I'm not on that show. The dude name is Ralph King. He's on the show, but no, he what y'all talking about, I feel that it's the same thing. So you know what I'm saying? So get with Jonathan or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. So and I get you with King, and so contact me. It don't matter, whatever, but so I contact you with King so you could be on this show, and maybe he
I
can
would
be on
love
your
to.
show, y'all talk, you know what I'm saying? Collaborate,
I would love to, because whatever it takes, because we may have to hit the streets, whatever
Yeah,
it takes to get the message. Because
yeah.
I really want to get to the young people. I am going to ask God to show me and give me wisdom to know how to get them. Because I
Yes.
think that if we get the young people, we will
That's
get,
it.
And they
we'll
are
get,
so
we'll get.
smart, like people, we're so much smarter and more advanced than we were back when they were making sure we wasn't advanced. So yeah,
But when they
What do
removed
you
like
the
guys
y'all
think
trying to
about it?
legally put us in, no, like you're
But
not gonna.
they removed the monuments. We got a lot to it taking us back because we got a lot to explain.
But
Like,
they've always
and
used
where is
laws to
that? And
control
where is
us,
this?
like use laws to.
But if you see Robert E. Lee School, they changed the name of Robert Lee School. You ain't from here, but when they changed Robert Lee School, when we go to Robert Lee School, we already know this is a racist dude, this and that. We went
Yeah,
to
I
school.
remember all that stuff
But we
getting
can't
changed.
say that now because they changed the name.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was against
You
that
guys
when
are
that
in
was happening.
Florida? Brox, you're in
Yeah, I'm in
Florida?
Florida, yes.
What part of Florida? Because I'm in Florida too.
I'm in Tampa,
Tampa.
I'm in
Riverview.
Orlando.
Oh, you right down the street. See, you right
I'm
down the
right down the
hall.
street. See?
Yeah.
So we definitely have to get together. Because if there's ever a state, Florida.
Ooh, Florida,
Yeah.
Lord, Florida.
Yeah, we right
What
down.
do you
So
think
like I
about
said, get in touch with me. You know what I'm
what do
saying?
you think about Byron Donalds?
I don't know this guy.
He's a puppet,
Oh,
but I'm gonna stop and as I'm gonna say, no, he is a
I don't
puppet.
know him.
He's the one that Trump and let me know because I don't know too much
See,
about
these are new
politics because I
characters.
stopped
Like
that.
I'll be trying to.
That's the one that Trump didn't invite in the cabinets, but now he want him to be the governor, right?
Mhm.
So he can buy him.
Huh?
I comment a lot. I mean, I get a lot of Republicans coming after me because I go into
I
their
want I
their
want both of those.
space.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet.
I think
I
he's a
feel like
very
everybody Trump
intelligent
deals
man.
with almost is puppets because that's who he likes to go
Yeah,
for.
he
And it's
only
not
likes
that you're a
lawyers.
puppet, but you're
Yeah.
controlled by money. So,
Yeah, he
but
likes
he got
lawyers. And I'm
enough.
like, dude, if you want to win this election, stop aligning with a pedophile. Oops. I mean, somebody
There's a
that's
man.
Which one is the pedophile with?
Trump.
Oh, oh, okay. I see what's going on. I see.
This dude, that Trump
I
get
got
out there.
lost for a minute.
You got
oh,
you got everybody in the UK. They sitting up there and they getting justice for the ones that was in them files. But in America, ain't nobody getting justice. Ain't nobody getting locked up.
so Reese
And the
says
world's
that his
talking about
brother
it.
is in Jacksonville and he always says there's too many white people. He's moving some. Oh wow, Jacksonville. I listen, I get along great here in Orlando with
Duval.
See, white people
I get
are cool
along.
unless they're giving you bad vibes. Like you know the vibe, you know what the vibe is. Because I'd rather be around that than I'd rather be around diversity than like y'all said, people that ain't keeping
I
themselves
love
up
being
because it
around
do
my
give you a
people.
like you're not comfortable. Like why?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
love
really.
being around my people, real talk, no matter
Yeah,
where I am,
I'm
no
I'm
matter
gonna
what.
tell you right now, me personally, cause like I say, I'm like Malcolm X. I don't got schooled by my people, and when I say my people, my people, peoples. You feel what I'm saying? And I got schooled by other peoples. But the thing about it is you got. I don't. My trust level is low. But you know what I'm saying? Thing about it is we get along, we get along. I'm gonna tell you what I'm about up front. Don't hide nothing from me because you what you see when you see me, you know what I'm about. You know what I'm about. I'm gonna call you out when you're wrong, but I'm not gonna disrespect you and I'm not
Right?
gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna pull you to the side when I think you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that, and that's how I was raised. And I'm gonna still continue to do that. But
Okay.
my downfall was I took charges and took things for something that I didn't do, being loyal, and that was stupid. And that's one
Yes.
thing with our young generation now. They doing prison time. I got nephew doing a life in prison for something he ain't had nothing to do with this and that for murder. And the dude got caught murdering somebody later on, and the dude don't even want to testify that he did the thing. And I told my nephew when he did, man, uncle, I want to be a snitch. I don't want to be a snitch. You facing this time. You're 21 years old. He could have been in NFL right now. You know what I'm saying? For that no snitch thing, man. Forget that no snitch thing. You know what I'm saying? That happened to me with that same thing. I'm not gonna let that happen to y'all. So,
Listen, I did federal time in prison, and everybody there was saying that they would have snitched. They should have snitched. I was there was girls, 20, a 20-year-old that was 25 years in front of her. You know what I'm saying? Another one of them, 25 years, like just easily.
and it's our own people that's
But if
putting
they
out
took
that.
charges, you're getting the kingpin charge. You're getting the I didn't say nothing charge.
Well, I
When you
mean,
don't
we got to do better, amongst
exactly, because
ourselves.
when you don't talk, they're gonna stick it to
We
you.
have to hold accountability even in families. Like it's just time. It's just I like where the direction where the new generations is going. I just don't like everybody to dog them so much because when you're young, you have room to learn. Like you have room, you need that room to learn because you ain't got it all together yet. So like we gotta remember that we was once, youngsters that people ain't like seeing too.
But when they remove all the the monuments and all that, that make it harder for us to tell them this, to do this, and teach them, because where it's at, it make it harder for us. It's make it harder for us to teach them about the true history. And
Yeah,
now,
it's erasing.
now looking back at things, in my history, is my history erased too by what I learned? Because they change things every 10 years.
What history though?
I'm
So,
talking
guys,
about
I want to bring this comment because this comment is from someone that I personally know who
uh,
is Caucasian. I want to read what he said here. I want to address
uh,
this. He says he's addressing it to you, Jonathan. He says, how do you not consider this remark pure racist? It's all about black and black dollars separating yourselves by skin color. This in itself is pure racism. My suggestion is to get out of this mentality of just being done wrong and finally realize there's going to be injustice in anything. I'm white,
mhm.
grew up in dirt poor, and I can tell you, Ella Johnson was far more accepted and invited to be involved in circles at our high school. I was not. I was poor white and looked over.
Mhm.
Why do they have to insert themselves in our issues? I don't really see
No,
where that
no, no, no.
was
I just
pointing
no.
to.
I agree with the man. I'm telling you right now. People hate me when I say this, because when I
I
was
ain't
in the
gonna hate
army,
you. I'm just
no,
like,
no, 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 no. I'm gonna say this because when I was in the military, this dude, and I told you about this dude. This dude 6'7". I'm 5 at the time because I grew. Because when they say you don't grow at a certain age, they lie. But at that time, I was about 5'6", 5'7". He then I grew to 5'10". But at the time, I'm fighting. We go to Oklahoma. This white dude, he ain't never seen a black person in real life, in his life, but he wasn't racist. And everybody picking him. Other white people, black people, everybody picking at him because he's a nerd. Everybody picking him. I stood up for him. I stood up for him. This dude got out. Remember when we first met, and I told you the dude said, he said, Brock. You know what he said? He said, Brock, Facebook is a social media. When social media start like coming up. He said, I can curate you a social media. You just tell me what you want, this and that, and you will take over Facebook. And I ain't and I ain't go for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't talked to this
So,
dude in 20
so
years.
what are you saying as far as that you agree with him
I
on
don't,
what?
because sometimes white people, sometimes white, it's not what you go. I don't call, we need to stick our money in this and that. Everybody is different. Everybody's different. I'm not going to sit up and say I'm gonna stick my money with just black people. Asian people should stick their money with Asian people. Chicos should stick their money with, well, I
but
can't
can I
call it
interrupt you? Can
Chicos.
I interrupt you? Because what you're stating, they already do. So, from an
They
economical standpoint,
always
if
do.
I take my emotions out of what the comment that I just read, if we take all emotions out of it and we talk about fairness, nobody ever wants the black man and woman in America, the black American man and woman, nobody wants to give us the fairness, the equality, the decency, the regular stuff that other people get, and then it's looked at as it's gaslighted. Like it's the truth, and then it's gaslighted. Like, oh well, no, that's not really happening. That don't really exist. Everybody keeps their own economic. Everybody keeps their money within their group of people when they come over here. This is a country of immigrants, so we are the race and the class of people. There's nobody like us in the world. There's nobody like us in the world. So other people have came out of slavery, yeah, but whatever happened with their situations and their laws is what happened. They voodooing down there in Haiti. All of that stuff happened. It's facts of history. What happened in America is like we haven't got it together economically the way that other people, like the way that other people get to come here and be immigrants. We still haven't did that. So first of all, we was already set back a little bit. Like we didn't get they say pull yourself up by your boot tail, but we don't have no boots. You know what I'm saying? So it already started from the dirt. And
So
then
I,
it's
I want
like,
to I want to address a little bit of what Terry said because I do know him personally. We went to school together. Um, when we're sitting here talking about separating the here's the truth. Like you take for example Target. We were on a mission to separate our money there. Martin Luther King advises us to separate our money when we're not respected. So if I walk into an establishment and I am not respected, I am not going to spend my money there. If it is a white establishment, I know how they feel about me, and I know that they're being disrespectful to me. I'm not going to spend my money there. Now,
definitely.
do I mind supporting people that I know who have a business? No, I don't have a problem with that. You're my friend. You got a business going on. We work together. You support me, I support you. But when we have a mission to separate money, it's usually a reason for it. Terry, I hope that answers your question. We're not
It's
trying to
because
just
the
go, oh,
black dollar circulates
yeah.
outside of the community, and everybody in America already knows that it's y'all need to circulate the dollar within yourselves. What's wrong with y'all? So when people do it, nobody needs to be shamed about it, because if you had a friend and y'all were all out at dinner and it's like, oh well, I'm going to the Armenian Commission because I'm Armenian, like you wouldn't care. Like, okay, you guys are all white, but this person is linking with the Armenian business people in the area. Like that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you like this though. We talking about this and that. Black people, we don't stick together. They start with slavery. They separate us this slavery. They separate the woman and the man. They sit up there. They rape the men in front of the women to let them know, like boom, boom, boom. They let the woman know they're empowered. And the government came and gave the woman welfare, and the man can't be in the house. They separate that, and now you got black women thinking they supposed to run the house. They supposed to be the head of the house, but in the Bible they are not the head of the house. The man's supposed to be the head of the house, but you can't tell them that. So right now, when it comes to businesses, and it's real when it comes to businesses, when you try to open a black businesses, what the first thing when black people come in there to your businesses, they want to do? They want to deal. They want to deal, but they
I think
can't
she
go
laughed
to.
because when you said head of house, like people think of like financial, like the
No,
person
no,
that's the
no, 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 no,
breadwinner,
no,
like head
no,
of
no, no,
household.
no, no.
Like
The man is the
you
head
mean
of
like
the husband
like
is the
you
no, 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 no. You can't tell what I mean. The husband is the head of the house.
I know what he means.
The husband's the head of the house. The woman runs the house. The wife runs the house. That woman runs the house.
I've heard this 1,000
Yeah,
times.
I know it do because the woman do run it. When anybody come in my house, when you say you don't want this and that, I stick by your side because she run this house. But as the head of the house, I got to protect and I got to provide. But a lot of women want to provide. They want this and that for these men. And I just did a scripture on this on that on 10 minutes with the chosen one. What I'm saying is y'all got to stop this. Let this man do what he got to do. He got to do that. You cannot sit up there and take over a man position. A man, no, a man can say, I
But you
run you.
realize,
You
but
my
Miss
Some
slave.
women get too successful that they can't really find people higher than their tax bracket. You know what I mean? So what you saying about that? Like, is she still the head of household just because she?
No, she's not the head of the household by the Bible. It go
Okay,
God,
that's fair.
Jesus. It
Right.
go God, Jesus, the man, and the woman. That way it goes.
so Mr. Brock, so when it comes to relationship, is it 50-50? Do you that like does the
I don't
woman get
believe in that 50-50 thing. I believe in
okay?
we're 100. We're 100 together. If you see me struggling, you see me in this, you pick up the pieces and this and that. But the main thing is I'm not gonna sit here and lay around and watch her struggle. I might go out there and get hurt. That's why I'm building a legacy. I'm building this, and telling her this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. I got a 9 to 5, and we do got another business. My 9 to 5 is set. If something happened to me, my household is set. But at the same time, you still got to go there. She do hair, she do this.
Yeah, he don't like me to do anything, but he always like when you brag on how much I can make though. Like
She can make my. I seen her make it when I said we need this. Boom, she do hair. Boom, 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 boom. 2 days we got it. You feel what I'm saying? This and that. But that you don't have to do this. You understand what I'm saying? A
Right.
man supposed.
good at marketing.
I grew up. I grew up with a single mother. My mama raised us. We kids, 5 kids she had, plus 3 extra, but we were grown, so we took care of the other one. But my cousins and all that. But at the same time, we grew up. We ain't had no man figure right there. We went from the project to Section 8. She got a job. She working 2 or 3 jobs. And I swear for
So
God, I'm
Shitta,
supposed
let
to
me
do
ask you a
that. That
question.
I'm not gonna let my woman do that.
I know
I'm
we're
not gonna.
way off topic, guys. We moved beyond
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I
Black
say you gotta
history,
come
but
on my
I'm
show.
curious.
History out of here.
You
I'm
gotta come on
curious.
my
Get your
show.
Black history out of here, sir.
I
You
am
got
curious.
His version of
Do
Black history is like what we did last week, right?
oh,
do
you gotta
you
come
do
on.
you believe that a woman should be with a man who isn't working?
No, she shouldn't be. He lazy.
What if
He
he's just
lazy.
what if he's between jobs?
What so you say that isn't working. If he's looking for work, that's different. I
He
gotta
between jobs.
no, 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 no. But if you say that isn't working, I got a situation, not with my situation, but one of my kids that the man is lazy. Find you somebody gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? You
So
should
what if
not
you're
do that.
married to him? What if you're married to him?
Yeah, you can't divorce him because through the Bible you can only divorce through that. through, I'm just saying, you got to do something. You can't
Make him
divorce.
cheat. Make him cheat.
No, no, you don't make him cheat.
Make him
You don't
cheat.
do that. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
because I got
He's a
see
cheater anyway.
no because see I raised 4 of my kids by myself solo, different baby mamas, this and that.
Right.
And I'm being honest with you. So my oldest daughter stay in North Carolina. Her husband got killed last year. They was married. They got married when they was 18 years old. They was 18. They got married so they could enter the army together. 17 years later, he got killed. They had their ups and downs. I don't get in that. I don't get in that. But at the same time, he would call me Pops. Pop, Kiki this, Kiki that, Kiki that. I said, well, y'all spending too much time together. Y'all need to be separated. But he was a good man. He did everything I did. That's what my daughter seen in him that she seen in me. She seen what I was
He
doing.
listened too though.
He
He was
listened.
cool with
He listened.
All
But
right.
but what I'm saying is that my dog
So
pumping gas, making sure when she go outside, you go outside first and look at your surroundings, make sure she's safe. Stuff like that. That's what a
right,
man do. That's why I
right.
say the head of the household. My daughter ran the house. Woman run the house. That woman run this house. She decorate what
So
she wants to say, you know?
all right. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. I do want to talk a little bit about because I'm looking at our private chat and other guests have given their feedback that everyone needs to call their 2 senators to demand they vote against the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can do.
against the what?
The SAVE Act,
Oh, the stay back. Okay.
the SAVE Act.
That's why I
That
want you on the show with King. You need to be on the show. You need to be on the show with King because like that we both in Florida. But
yeah.
he got 300. I think last week he got 310,000 on our live view, 310,000 devices tuned in. So you and him, who?
Yeah, you got a good
real.
message you're trying to spread and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I agree not only in just doing it here, but I believe we need to take it to the streets too, because we need to
Exactly.
start interviewing young people on the street, asking them what because we need to know if we're gonna fix this, we got to know what they're thinking, whether we
And
like
that's
it or
what
not.
we do.
Yeah,
And that's
we
what
got to
we
hear
do.
it.
Are
We
you okay? Yeah.
so that's what we do. And I don't tell everybody I'm doing. The people don't need to know on Facebook what we do. We feed people. This is what
Well,
we
you just
do.
told us.
It was on the website before
Y'all
he
still
does that, but
alive?
I have to
We
like
still alive?
like I said, we're business
Oh my bad.
people.
Yeah.
Like
Oops. Hey, delete
You're
that.
funny.
do things for the
All right,
community. Like
guys.
it's
Well,
not like you're
listen.
telling people for credit. Like you're not telling people for credit, but it's like
I'm a comedian
what
too.
we do is what we do.
I can
Like
tell. I've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed both of you. I've enjoyed everybody that was here tonight. It was a great broadcast. Listen. I just wanted to wrap up Black History Month on the Ella Johnson Show by bringing some people along to kind of share their stories and their views on Black history. Well, listen, I hope you guys learned some stuff throughout these 28 days here on the Ella Johnson Show. I'll be back. Jonathan and I are going to be putting some more shows together. I'm looking for people who want to tell their stories right here, whether that be a story of surviving breast cancer, domestic violence, you wrote a book, whatever the case may be, you can share it here. This is a safe place for you to come and tell your story, because here you come one way and leave a different way. Is that true, guys?
I
Did
feel
you come
safe
one way and
here.
you
I
leave
gotta
in a
come back
different way?
again. I'm a survivor, Ella, so we could talk
Are you
about some
really?
things. I will
For
share
breast
more.
for breast
Not
cancer?
not any sickness, not any sickness at all,
No.
but
Oh,
not a
okay.
car accident either. But yeah,
But you are a survivor.
absolutely, we can talk child sex trafficking, human trafficking. Very serious
Wonderful.
topic.
Yeah, I definitely want to have talk with Jonathan. He's doing all of my booking right now and getting me all the people. I would love one-on-one, just me and you, to tell your story.
Yeah, I
Okay.
won't.
Because
I won't be in the room. I'll
I'm
leave.
open. I don't get graphic. Like, I don't do that. Like, I'm gonna do
no,
what's
no, no.
comfortable for me because it is what it is. We all know what it
No,
is,
Right.
but like people need to understand that it's real and all of that type of stuff.
but
So
the thing about
Absolutely.
it, she wasn't. She wasn't. She was. She wasn't. She
oh, human trafficking is a word
she don't
too.
want to tell
So
what happened. I don't push her this, and I understand what she went through, and I don't push her this and that and all that. And I'm gonna tell you right now because it's on her time, and I make jokes and all that, but at the same time, you know, I I think God put that on me with people that come to me that with situation that happens like that. Cause 20 years ago, this one girl I call her short mama, she came to me about certain situation. I'm gonna she dead now, but I ain't gonna tell a story like that. But certain situation happened to her, and she like felt comfortable talking to me about it. And and I'm telling her
Yeah.
like I'm telling her the truth. I'm straight up. I'm being honest with you. I'm straight up. And the situation that happened to her, then she got HIV. That's what she died of because, what I'm saying, the person that did something to
assaulting her from her youth and that type of thing. So
and they
like
had
that's a real thing in this world,
and
and it's
she
like
had kids and the kids having and it's a long story, but I feel that God put a lot of burdens on me. The people bring their burdens to me. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's like situation. I'm like, now is the time to bring it out, though. Bring it out to the
Yeah.
world. Because like
Yeah.
you said, we got a damn president right now. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Whether he right or wrong, but bruh, I see the pictures you with these damn girls. They got young ass girl. I'm just saying, excuse my language, but I see the picture. I mean, I can change glasses all I want to, and I know what I see.
oh, that's a whole deep topic. Like you about to send me into a rabbit hole in my chair right now. Like
I
that's a
know
whole
we're not. Listen, we are getting out of here. It was an amazing conversation, guys. I want you back. You are always welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. Thank you all so much for tuning in and staying with us throughout these 28 days for Black History. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure when, but you'll see the flyers. Thank you, Risa, and I know, right? He's literally telling her story. Thank you, Risa and Jonathan and everybody that's watching. And Chris, my friend, thank you. Love you. Terry, thank you so much for chiming in. I love you, even though we have differences of opinions, but that's always going to be no matter what. The love is real. Love you. I appreciate your
It's
comment. I
real.
don't
for
want you to
sure.
ever feel disrespected because all comments and everything is welcome here on the Ella Johnson Show. I may not agree with it, but you do deserve the respect. All right, guys. So have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Brox, stay cool up there. Is it cold up there in Tampa?
Nah.
Nah, it's for good
I,
weather.
I'm
It's
swe-
feeling good out here, girl.
I'm
It
sweating
is.
right
And y'all
now.
gonna hear me again on this show, okay? We're gonna talk about commercial
I'm
trafficking. We're gonna talk
sweating.
about some real
I'm sweating.
Real
realness.
stuff.
She
We
like it.
definitely
She
will.
like it hot. I like it cold.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now. And we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on the Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.
We love Ella Johnson Show.